Overpass as a decider and something to save there, but perhaps playing into your own strengths. And you don't even get the Mirage at all now in this series. So
yeah, it's
curious.
Six
It could backfire. It really could backfire.
It's 6 map loss streak versus 5 map loss streak, right? But the difference is that Gentleman's played it more recently. This is a bold call, I think, for me. And I have a feeling that potentially, like, if this is something that they've pre-prepped, where we've worked in the last month, and this is a map that we now actually feel really comfortable on, despite not playing it in officials, it's one of those for me where it's like, maybe I think we were holding it for a special moment, but we go down towards the 0-1 and we're like, actually, this is a winnable game for us, and we're going to pull it out now. We'll see, and we'll have to come back to that in towards map number 2. But let's kickstart things on towards Nuke here. We've got K27, of course, starting on that CT side as Gentlemates on the T side are pacey towards the outside position. They take hell control. Relatively sharpish. The first fight is Cashley to fall. Fame will find the quick trade, and Quinky's in with the dualies. Zito in behind. It's carnage here. Numbers favor K27.
And they've got a man downstairs as well to boot. X5 waits patiently to drop that bomb. It's all going to be on to Martinez here. He does have the P250 in the 1 versus 3, so certainly possible, but just so many angles, right? And he's lacking a bit of info on the third man. He now knows where they all are. Can't get it done anyway. And it will be K27 to take that pistol. A pretty good look in that sense. Also, we kind of got confirmation, didn't we, in one of the games we were doing a little while ago, the X5 G7V, kind of colloquially known as the Steam Guard code name. Turns out it actually is from a Steam Guard code that he was just like, yeah, that looks cool. I don't really know what name to sign up with. So that's my name now.
Yeah, we
it's pretty wild, but
we were doing. I can't remember what
it
it was now. We were doing a tournament, and yeah, K27 gave us a little tweet, and they just said like, "Here's how to pronounce." And we kind of knew everyone really, but it was only X5 who I had been told was called like Zagev, and it was like the numbers, this, that, and the other, right? And then they were like, "Nah, he actually just saw a Steam Authenticator code and thought it was fun." And I was like, it's kind of based actually, to be honest. I kind of respect it, and now it's his whole brand. Cashley 4-1, a quick trade as he gets overwhelmed by MOUZ, but X5, Steam Authenticator is here. Messy with the shots, and MOUZ will punish. Uh-oh. Bomb down. 2 versus 3. Gentlemates in this force by looking pretty decent.
Yeah, I would say so. Zito's in from behind here, though. He's going to get a good flank. Not, being considered at all. A little bit of a rough spray down to start the day. Not going to spot that player as well as sat inside of smoke, so Gentlemate's not looking too bad. They've got a pretty good position for MOUZ, it feels like, tracking the footsteps. There's not loads of time.
No kit.
There's no kit, yeah, so I feel like this one is over. It's going to be the straight 10-second ninja, and they will take him down. That's all you need, really. Alex absolutely knew it. Maybe even saw that guy getting on the bomb. May well go down himself here, as he does, but force by win for Gentlemates is a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
Especially on that T side of Nuke, you can really get yourself going here and find some very, very clean rounds. So K27, I think, going to be pretty disappointed they don't convert that force.
Yeah, I think it's kind of that fight as well. X5, he's just got to do better there. He can't be falling to MOUZ, allowing him to get a double. That's the thing that really, really kills them. Gives them the post plant, gives them the chance to set up, and of course you can see what it means to them. Huge, huge round to be stealing away for Gentlemates. A sort of Tech 9 forced by another pacey round. This is how Gentlemates like to approach their T side, and you can see in the pistol round that K27 were aware of it. They were sort of inviting and soaking up that pressure and allowing Gentlemates to essentially overextend. In this round, though, they just didn't expect it. They thought, right, we've just won the pistol. They shouldn't have too much to work with. We should be able to beat them with just firepower alone. And it wasn't the case. Oh, Fame, full blind on the turn. Catches Alex. And he's going to get a second behind it, too, to give them another advantage once again. MOUZ still good for 1 kill. Question, how do you now get a plant down here? A ding on towards MOUZ to make matters worse. They're struggling here. The force by back and response is looking all right, but it's chaos in a matter of moments. It's all on Quinky. Recently, he has been the star of this side, and he needs to show why.
He does find him, only ever so slightly. He's got this deagle here. Here's the maul, you know, he's got all the information. You just can't land the shot sharp from Martinez. I mean, you just cannot give that deagle an inch. Really, really great stuff to just close that one out. It is a bit costly. It is a bit stressful, as maybe this game will be the entire way through. Saw some good stuff from Fame there. I think he is certainly the player for me that's going to change this team around, you know, and really push them through to that next level and hopefully indeed start, you know, competing for major spots without question. Obviously, as we've mentioned a couple of times, they got close to this one, but didn't quite play their cards right. Didn't quite play the system right. But yeah, Fame, really great player in my mind. Starting this one off fast. Actually went in for the buy here, Neo.
Yeah, it's a bold choice.
Some players on like 2600 and whatnot, I think you are saving for the M4s. Through and through, get a few deagles maybe. Still a chance, of course, but not started well.
No. It's a really bold choice.
Yeah.
To go essentially back-to-back in the force buys. And part of the reason behind it is you just make that previous round so close, but generally we see this sort of school of thought on the T sides. Like, if we make it close, we get a bomb plant, then you continue force buying.
CT economy is easier to, like,
you can, with that T side, you could incrementally make the force buys better and better. You know, with the loss bonus plus the bomb plants, it gets sharper and sharper before you actually get into the point where at 3.4k, you're getting full buys out, right? That's not the same with the CT side, which is why this is quite a rarity. And obviously, so far, isn't quite going to plan. Cash has found his kill, sure, but a double MP9 Deagle to bail them out from a 3 versus 4 feels very, very unlikely. But they do have bodies in the right positions. Cash leads over towards ramp. Got Quinky close left as well. It's just still doable.
Yeah, decent spots. Decent spots for sure. Gonna have to deal with this one really well, and they do. Quinky on for the first, that smoke in the way. Cashlid, I suppose 2 smokes for him to really look through. Can't get anything done. Well, I'm trying to, like, you know, put together the logic. All I can think, K27, obviously, they win the pistol. That brings the loss bonus down to its minimum. Then you sort of force up. So you're ending up on only, what? Let's see. 2,900, I think, coming into this next round. So maybe just not feeling that that would be enough. But they did have some players who were quite wealthy because they picked up a few kills. So I don't rightly know.
Ultimately, whenever you see force buys like this, it's just an ego thing, right? Like, not it's a bad thing. It's just like, I actually think we can win this on MP9s. Like, that's that feeling. And again, it comes off the back of making that previous round close. They're like, oh, look how close we made it, and we only had like 1 MP9 and a few upgraded pistols, right? And then this round, they're like, all right, we've got 3 MP9s out. Surely we've got a chance, but they overextend. Right? I think it's this opening 2 that just make it a little too easy. If they had played a little bit more passive, a bit more of a default setup, ultimately, I think they would have been a lot better. But whenever you see force buys like this, and I've spoken to a few pros about it, like, why do you do it? It's like, it's an ego thing. Like, we think we're, but we think we can win.
We don't have that, like, belief in the equation. I'll correct myself as well, to be fair. It was 2,400. I thought it's a bit hard to track at the start of the game.
It's also 6 in the morning, I'll give you that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. So I think that maybe leans into a bit more. They might have had a couple players that were like on a weird sort of 1,900, just that bare minimum, and not feeling the strength of the buy. So, and they were like, well, we could do something with this, you know, get a number of MP9s, try and throw around in there. I think FURIA very, very briefly have like repopularized this idea of
the FURIA buy. But the thing is, they weren't really even doing the FURIA buy properly because they've set themselves up now where they're like in a weird financial spot. Like
their heart's in the right place.
Yeah, the FURIA buy generally as well comes from a position of strength. Like, it's like rather than going into M4s, we'll do 2 rounds of MP9s because we know their money's a little bit worse off. But when you're on the back foot, it makes it harder. Again, Gentlemates.
Early enough in the game, you might say. I don't know. I like this idea of just working around. Why did they go for that? But ultimately, like you say, I think it is just as basic as the ego.
We think we're better, which is not paid off. Gentlemates are finding really good efficacy down towards this B site. Like, this is now multiple times where we've seen them. It's every round so far they finished down towards B because they know they can. Bar the one round where they didn't actually get the plant down because they were fighting the guy into a single door, right? So every time they've got a plant, it's come down towards this B site so far. And that's the real gap that K27 have got to plug. That's where the issues are rising for me. They're going to completely retract from this, but Oppo's, he's going to be testing the way out. How does he deal with it? Well, he takes a dink to start. That's not what he wants. He's going to get rid of the AK immediately. I respect it, to be honest. Be ironic if he now wins it from this spot. You know, he gets his couple of kills at the tail end. There might be a little bit more. And X5 will find his. He now realizes the AK's not here. It's gone. And Gentlemates, 4 rounds already on the T side. not a bad position to be in at all. But I think a lot of this comes down to kind of the virtue of how K27 have managed their finances. This is now the true test. I mean, we'll actually get a timeout from K27 before going in towards this first full buy. This is the round which really sets the precedent for us. We always like to call this sort of the litmus test, right? This is where we get an understanding how good actually is this CT side for K27. You got cash in towards the orb. You got full rifles, full utility, basically. This is the true test. If they get overwhelmed here, then there's that belief that probably Gentleman's are going to be absolutely fine in this first half.
And it just goes back to the force part, doesn't it? It puts so much pressure on this rifle round. You have to find, like, you have to. It's not a case of,
it'll be nice.
You've got room, or it's still early and you can. But if they don't find this and the econ's in the bin, nobody saves. It's 6-1. General mates are like, all right.
That's already
honestly, like all our boxes are ticked. Yeah. And anything more than that is going to be a bonus, and they also have room to go really fast. So, yeah, timeout makes sense, but they have to make this work. K27, needlessly, you might argue, putting a lot of pressure on themselves. And then in the big picture, in the big scope of the series, you've got your Overpass coming up next. So, you really do need to put a decent performance on Nuke so that you can say, okay, we're playing well this morning, we're up to scratch, and yeah, this Overpass might go well for us. But if General Mates are just able to run rings around them the whole time, I don't think that Overpass is going to look good. So, yeah, really a bit scary. Quinky misses the timing, but he will live to tell the tale. Got some presence outside here, a lot of information outside, so I think they'll start to understand what's going on, but Davy has been left to just do his own thing, and he is doing it well.
If he breaks the window...
Kashlid's angle is weird. I don't think it's necessarily going to be expected or cleared.
Yeah, he's actually going to... They're going to, ships in the night sort of go past each other here. But at the same time, this is probably just going to cost Fame his life, right? Maybe even Zito as well. I mean, Fame's dead to right. A little labored, but he is, in the end, dead. Zito will find that quick trade. Break on the smoke, that'll cost him his life. But then again, Cash is now up in towards heaven, but is he going to make that big of a difference? Molly down, sight lost. K27, I think for Cash and Quinky, you've got to save it.
Yeah, absolutely. And even then, it becomes a question. Quinky, the only one left. One player save is not really that great. He might be able to do something in the next round, but generally, it feels like it might be over. He's halfway sticking around for this.
Yeah. This is Exodus, though, surely. Or AWP recovery as well.
But in going for it, he makes himself vulnerable.
Yeah.
But that was really, it felt like, the only notable thing to save, unfortunately.
And that's a rough first gun round as well. We kind of said...
Immediate timeout. It's not looking good, man. All the markers of a dodgy, unsure performance are certainly here this morning.
Yeah, we built that picture, and we there was a reason why we really stressed, like, this first gun round is really, really important for K27. You lose this, you are so significantly on the back foot, and now they are. Every single time that we cast Nuke, we always kind of say the same sort of moniker, the golden number of 5, right? You get 5 rounds CT side, that is enough in most metrics on a map that is so heavily weighted on that CT side. And now it's the fact that Gentleman's not only have already hit 5 with only 6 rounds played, but they should be getting a 6th here pretty simply. There's going to be a little bit of a half investment coming through from K27, but it should be simple. And Gentleman's aren't breaking a sweat. And in that round as well, round number 6, I love the little tempo change, right? We've seen very quick rounds, very aggressive starts from Gentleman's. That time they slow it down, they let Davy G cook on his own outside, see what space he can find, and then they pounce in towards A. They let him wrap to set up a pincer maneuver in towards that top site, and it works super, super well. K27, I like this team a lot. I've been a fan of them for a while. I don't like what I see at the moment.
Yeah, it definitely seems to just kind of be a mindset issue. Head's not fully in the game. Overcompensating some questionable choices. Oh, yeah, right lines.
Right out there.
Check him PC. X5, though, will get it done as a slightly shaky flash comes round onto Davy G. Surely has to get to right. He's done so well to stay alive. Spoke too soon, as he will get finished off. Into the 4-on-4 now. I think they'll still take it on the CT side, any kind of pressure, and hope that they can give themselves in this round. Really will be valuable.
This is a nice move. They knew there was at least 2, maybe even 3 towards our side, so they're taking space elsewhere.
All on timing, and MongolZ does check it in good time. Not going to spot that second player, but lobby is compromised. That will be communicated at the very least. Oh, there you go. They do indeed miss out on Cashlid, but, you know, it's a 3 versus 2. It still feels very winnable here.
Yeah.
No hero moments. We've not seen any of those from K27 either so far in this game. Nothing that's really made us believe just yet. So it's going to be a long road ahead. Very, very quickly, it's a difficult matchup for K27.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the 2 MP9s, decisions to be made here about what you actually do, but realistically, you're buying next round anyway, so I'd be giving it a look in. That's the gap that Quinky's found. Cedo as well, diving out of the vent, tries to do something. It's all on the shoulders of Quinky now. He's given a chance in this. Sourcel is low. He's vulnerable. Pistol pulled out, and he might just have enough time now. He's missed the window. If he had a kiss, he would, but it's not a bad effort individually from Quinky. But in the end, it's still, as expected, Gentlemates finding themselves up on 6. An AK scoots up, that's a silver lining, but this is a dark situation for K27. This second attempt at the full buy, you lose this, and, I mean, for my money, this map's a write-off.
Might give them a little sliver, though, to work with, you know, the fact that they're able to bring that a bit close and just prove to themselves that they can have that X factor. Something that they've maybe been missing in the early stages of this map.
I think Gentlemate's got a bit comfortable there as well. Like, no one holding Heaven. You know, it ends up being 2 guys looking at main. The one guy who should be holding Heaven turned away, and that actually gave sort of K27 the gap. I think it's a bit of a wake-up call for Gentlemates. Like, lock in. This is not a done affair.
Yeah. And that, again, is something with the Gentlemates. You might see it a little bit later on in the tournament, folks. Like, they do sometimes get a little lazy almost. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of talking, a lot of tactics. So with like Davy G on the lurk, for example, where he comes in from Heaven, it's like kind of a lazy sprint. He's like, oh, I've got this guy. Well,
yeah.
He's not like confirming it 100%.
Yeah.
It might still be like an 80% good-looking kill, but yeah, there's certainly times when Gentlemates, I think, are their own worst enemy in that sense. We said it in the pre-show. So worth keeping an eye on. They tend to be quite a good gatekeeper team. Straight in towards A here, and actually down the vent very quickly. There is going to be X5 down below. He's not spotted there. Only 1 for him, but all this information, they've really done well to work around it a bit too fast, you might argue here, from the Spaniards. Another off shot coming in. Molotov does make it in. It's all going to be down to Davy G, 1 versus 4. Surely not, you say. Surely K27 have done enough to get this one over the line. But we'll see. Bomb ticking.
All coming from one place.
Yeah, kit's available. I think it's just that AWP that is feeling pretty warm at the moment. Cashlid with the hot hands. Does miss out on that shot, but gives the position of this final player away. They should be able to just body block for that defuse. And indeed, Davy G is lightly conceding things here, looking to try and take a player or 2 down with him if he can. He will get 1, but he will fall in the end. Second round for K27.
Yeah, good to get that one on the board as well. Cashlid, 2 really nice shots from him. And again, yeah, like we said, a bit of a wake-up call, I think, for Gentlemates, who will call a quick timeout off the back of that first gun round loss. And knowing that K27 are going to start scaling in a little bit here, they want to get an immediate response. There is money to work with. It's just how do we go about the buy here? Martinez obviously would like an AWP, but I think he probably has to prioritize dropping Davy G, and that is what he's going to do. He'd like to have an AWP on the C side. It's something that he really likes pulling out. He's very kind of, you know, combat style AWPing in that sense, but I think it's more important here. Have the rifles across the board. Don't put Davy G onto too tough a buy. He's actually sort of giving them a lot of options at the moment. His lurks are very proficient. And I think that's where Gentlemates are getting a lot of space in this T side. And you can even see there, right? They're waiting, right? It's a similar thing we've seen it happen before when they go for these sort of top side executes. They wait for Davy G to get in behind and they pincer. That round, Davy G gets down towards Secret. They wait for him to say, all right, you're all clear to come down vent. And then they all start to make that move. So they're using him a lot on this T side at the moment. And it's working, of course. In the 1 versus 4, can't expect too much, to be perfectly honest, but I like what he's doing. And K27, they've got to find ways to nullify him.
Really, really great from Gentlemates, so the immediate timeout, full respect. They know that their position is tenable. It is indeed a little delicate. Davy G. Not quite clean enough. I mean, beating those warehouse angles really,
horrible.
really tough.
And to make matters worse, not only swinging in towards that angle, the smoke on main was fading. So he's like, I'm on a clock here. I've got to go.
Yeah. But they tried to leave him to his own devices. He's found success in earlier rounds, not in this one. They have a sort of double lurk going on as Mopos up in the hut. So a lot of this hangs in the balance at the moment. They've managed to make their way downstairs pretty quietly. And we'll see where they end up with it. We've got Quinky over here, ready to fight. Bit of a change-up, usually X5 in these positions, so we'll see how well Quinky does. Clean on the first, the orb comes in pretty quickly as well. And Gentlemates have been figured out the past couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Two very dominant displays here. Alex looking to just try and battle to even get this bomb down at the moment. Takes one, but shot in the back in the end. So pretty clean stuff. K27 have turned things around really fast. There's still a gap to close, but looking good in the past couple of rounds.
Yeah, that's a really nice round to find as well. They just understand the pace at which Gentlemates are trying to throw at them. We kind of said some of these pace changes by Gentlemates have been quite good, where they really slow things down. But that time, as they slowed down, K27 just inviting the pressure. They soak it up, and they do absolutely a fine job of overcoming it. And you can see now the knock-on effect. Gentlemates left down to a minimal buy. Upgraded pistols is as good as it'll get. So this should be K27 getting a fourth. Realistically as well for K27 off the back of a poor start, the only way I think you can sort of mentally, morally sort of recover this half is tying up 6 apiece. You do that, that snowball effect, that streak that you're getting off, that'll keep Gentlemates uneasy. But the point you brought up earlier, 6 rounds already T-side. No matter even if it ends at only 6, it's still good.
Yeah. But it would be nice to really send the message.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they will be kicking themselves if they're not able to, you know, win the half. Not looking good in this round.
Oh,
Fame
yeah.
stands strong. Lovely to see him lighting up that scoreboard once again. I think VP jail has been a bit of a sad affair for a few of those players. Flit as well, maybe included in that.
Flammus.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
He's stuck. He's stuck, pal.
Yeah, they sent him.
He's got a couple of years in that
Really
contract
down.
as well, which is
well.
rough. But he gets his 4 Ps. It's good to see him as well, kind of back at this level. It's, you know, it's been such a long time for kind of, I think, him individually, not only at this level, but then, you know, playing well, playing with a bit of smile on his face, as we like to say, but obviously quite literally there too. It's a fresh start, and he's young enough that still plenty of time to recover in terms of a career and whatnot. Quinky, it's a little messy on the first fight. He'll get there in the end. Mopos quick on the trade, but the lobby crunch from X5 will deliver to keep the numbers in favor of K27. So this ideal of trying to get it back to a 6 or half is looking like has legs behind it. But maybe Davichi has other things to say. His lurk sets up a move towards his A site. It's just about Fame's position now.
All over the place this round, man. Very buggy, very contact heavy. Oh, man.
Yikes.
We had chatted him up. And unfortunately, Fame let us down. Zido just running out of ammo. The A4 may well have served him there. Cash within the 2 versus 1. They do have money for it. He's certainly going to give this a look. Contact orb. Make sure to confirm the kill. Moves on to the AK now, and it is the captain.
He's got a kit
to try and get this done. Alex on the lurk around. Cash is just missing the timing and will get dropped. He had the right idea. He was just maybe half a second too early on his check. Gentlemates bailed out by the gods at large, really, and RNG move in the end will get it done for them as they take that lead moving into the second half. And potential for one more.
Another round that's set up by Davichi activating, right? We've seen it so many times so far. Get Davichi alive and kicking, get him into a position to really set up the round. And this T-side has legs behind it. And now, of course, they put themselves into a really nice spot, right? You know, it's 7 on the board, guaranteed lead, heading into the final round of the half. It's pressure off a little bit. The buy is still a little bit funky, though, as you can see. Just the MAC-10 for Mopos as he tries to shore up the utility a little bit. He's sneaking through that smoke as well, which is risky. But now he dives out. It's Fame, who opens up for the first. Smokes down towards main, and Utilin towards heaven will keep them at bay, at least 4 now. So the site's taken, but numbers favor the CT side.
Bomb goes down. Indeed, K27 got to be able to capitalize on this numbers advantage that they have. Plenty of utility left to go as well.
Nice molly.
Yeah, going to slow them down. That's kind of what they were waiting for before making their move, I feel, and also waiting for these lobby players to get going. daviG gets overwhelmed. Now just 3. Sassol going to be left pretty low as well, but there's not a lot of time on this bomb. Plenty of missed shots, though, from the gentle mates will allow K27 in the end to a flawless round. So, yeah, kind of the perfect retake. 7-5. I think K27 can be really happy with the recovery, to be honest. At a certain point, we were 6-1. It looked awful. It looked like it really could have been one-sided affair. They're doubling up on timeouts and things, but they do very, very well to somehow find the energy to bounce back into that.
Yeah, absolutely. The recovery is really, really quite nice, but it is still probably that thing in the back of their mind of if we had just started a little bit better, we might have actually been able to really keep the pressure.
Yeah, see the pistol off. I think it's the other way. It's 7-5 in your favor.
No, yeah, exactly that. You know, you get that force buy and just don't allow Gentleman's the second round, and it's a bit more of a kind of a normal setup in terms of the finances both sides. And yeah, I mean, before you know it, it could have been a real game there. But we'll see. Gentleman's now, for them, of course, move on towards what is generally revered as kind of the more preferable CT side. And for K27, them on the T side, we don't really know too much what to expect there. We know that Gentleman's have a lot of different plans. This is such a good pocket pick of a map for them. So this pistol's everything. For K27, if you can start well in towards this half, get a T-side pistol, get a force buy behind it, tie up this game quickly, you're going to keep the pressure on towards Gentleman's. But it's that flip side, and where we kind of said that generally 5, 6, even, of course, what we got, 7 rounds on a T side, all it takes to Gentleman's. You've had a pistol to force buy, and K27 are in trouble quite quickly.
Yeah, very, very telling round here, as it so often is, that second half pistol.
Ooh.
Can you keep it together?
Who opens the door?
Yeah, a good spot. Lovely clean skin there, I noticed, on his P2K, often rare, catches your eye. Yeah, fair. Looks kind of cool, man. You got a little face going on.
Mine's not as good of a wear as that, though.
Well, as you would expect.
Oh.
T-side pistols to open up. K27 looking good. Oh, the bomb is here, though. And the P2K up close is able to get it done. MOPOZ delivering as we highlight him. Alex spamming away, chasing the man. MOPOZ will go down, so maybe still doable here. 2 versus 2. Alex known about it is daviG on those Julies, who is the unknown element. Looks to come up and get in between both these targets. daviG, though, going to take a little bit of a goosh. Looks good for K27 as they get that bomb down. Try and keep control of the silo. Got a player in towards heaven. Feels absolutely unbeatable from here. Bar some miracle shots, and indeed, that is going to be the case. daviG far too low, you would say. And he does get finished off. K27, big pistol find. And all of a sudden, this map is now blown wide open, in my opinion. Yeah,
and Quinky does so well there. 3 kills to his name, but he really gives them a lot of space. Recovers the round. That move in towards single door, I really thought that might be the one that puts the nail in the coffin for K27, but the recovery is really, really good. MOPOZ hit us so well. X5 and Zido, just no chance in hell. And Fame getting caught, of course, on that move up. It was a little dicey, but yeah, Quinky bails them out. Does so unbelievably well to recover this round for them. Late round is where he likes to activate, and, well, now a chance. Gentlemates for them. No real shocker, they go for the force buy. It's very, very common, of course, at the moment. It was that double force buy that we questioned from K27. To lose this one, game tied up, Gentlemates, you kind of forced to take a bit of a step back, and it looks like potentially as well, if they can't get anything going here, they might just give a second attempt at this force buy, save, and go again into the next.
It's not bad nade damage to kick off the round. I don't think they're going to be too knowledgeable about that, unfortunately, but yeah, not too bad. To start, I think as this bomb goes on, there's no kill opportunities are really presenting.
Proactive exits, maybe?
Yeah, I think it does become more of a small S save.
Yeah.
Which they should get away with. And they might indeed be able to cage a few players in towards that bomb. Of course, Nuke got some pretty large blast radiuses, so they got to get quite far away. Sassol in a good spot. Might get a straggler here, and decent information for his teammate that's in at CT spawn. They are probably headed his way.
Oh, no.
Not quite as clean, but there you go. Yeah, there's a team kill in there. Would have gone down to the bomb, potentially. All the same, K27 managed to survive with most of their players. I think they might have lost a rifle in all of that, to be fair. And then it is this second force buy type thing. Now we'd call it a half buy for Gentle Mates. But K27, really in prime position. Win this one out, win the next rifle. I think you can really start to look towards double digits a lot sooner than you might have bargained for.
Gentle Mates, around like this, you're not expecting them to win it, ultimately, but if you can make it expensive, it helps. Keep that T-side econ at bay. Smoke towards outside, but they're quickly taking secret space. A lot of times, their smokes come down, and it's a slow shift walk behind as they take that space much, much later. But they are quickly down towards secret. Molly for the cross as well. This is a lot of good space that they're gathering really early, and Gentle Mates can't really respond. Generally, you have the util set that you want. Mopos has got the taser out. Hoping he has something with the Zeus. Bit of money, but also a bit of fun. Cheap investment for a guaranteed kill, Well, not guaranteed, but
psychological warfare.
Higher chance. There you go, though. Alex makes his move.
That's the bomb.
Cash will get caught. It's great information to have.
They seem happy to give it, though. So really just waiting. On these next fights. Big toe spotted. However...
Oh, my God.
Okay.
How's he got away with that?
Yeah, indeed. That is criminal, to say the least. They will move up towards this top site here. MP9 at the back end. I was hoping for big things. Not quite going to happen. Sassol spotted in towards heaven as well on this 5-7. Still a little dicey. Martinez there looking for the timing. Gets it on one, but will be traded. 2 versus 2 still doesn't look too bad. They're going to have information on Fame. He is low in at the hut. It's Mac 10 against MP9. Thank goodness he didn't have head armor, though. X5 able to take down Sassol very cleanly. Alex now reveals his position. Going to have to move fast if he wants to get this one done. And unfortunately, not going to happen for him. Still very close, but still K27 to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And there we go. You know, it is that silver lining. Like I said, coming in towards this round, for Gentle Mates, we're not expecting them to win it, but if they can make it expensive, there is something at least to take away. You're keeping that T-side economy in check, at bay a little bit more easy for this K27 side to be broken later down the line, potentially even in the next couple, right? You know, for Gentle Mates, back in towards your first kind of true gun round here on the CT side, first proper attempt at it. All part for Martinez, rifles alongside it. If you can find immediate success in round number 16, it's going to put you in a decent spot. But again, quickly towards outside. Against the grain of how a lot of teams like to play outside control on Nuke, where they drop those smokes and they shift behind. They don't feign presence here. K27 are making it known where they want to go. And Fame dives down the vent for the first, but Sorceful for a triple spray down. Zedo, Kasher, and Quinky quick into the grave. And it's all left on the shoulders of Fame and X5 to bail them out. Maybe 2 overzealous, too quick here. And K27 left scratching their heads.
Yeah, that's the danger of going fast, right? You leave certain gaps, and if those gaps are exploited well, yeah, Sassol triple spray down. Still could get this bomb planted. They've actually managed to really subtly thread that needle. Fame, an important kill. So they'll get the plant. Nate comes in. Really good damage onto Fame. Certainly important to soften him up. And then a Mac 10 for X5 doesn't really look too doable, does it? They know about the Heaven player, of course, but it's where these next two are coming from. Both in from the hut angle, which is periodically being checked here. X5, I think he might just have spotted one, but not quite sure where he is on the timing. Sassol goes down. It's a hard bait from Alex. And it just about works for him. Fame to try and find both. He's close. He makes us believe, but he does not get it. And Gentle Mates will even up that scoreline.
Yeah, huge round to get. Still so expensive. So both sides are not exactly in a comfortable spot right now. They're really being kept just on a bit of a knife's edge. There is money, in a sense, to reinvest. 2 players over towards K27 have got over 6K to work with. So that is a gun for themselves and a drop. But Somebody's got to take a hit. Somebody's got to go in towards an upgraded pistol, maybe at most a MAC-10 if you want any sort of utility. Or what we see here, that hero rifle by X5 going to pull out the AK. Got Galil actually, Zido and Fames. They are going to squeeze out the investment. MAC-10 for Quinky, Tech 9 for Cashlid. This is where Gentlemates can really pile on the pressure. Find this round here, and especially if you can deny the bomb pawn too. K27 are then in a bit of trouble. That's where Gentlemates, you know, the 9th there, they should be getting the 10th by virtue of the broken economy. And at that point, they're getting closer and closer to the finish line. And K27 are given not many chances to recover.
A difficult matchup for these two teams, as we did indeed predict. So the game's certainly delivering very similarly ranked squads. As K27 trying to come back with a vengeance, and they absolutely will be. Slightly more calculated pace into this round. Immediate kills, immediate bomb plant.
Immediate save.
Yeah, yeah, they are out of there. All in towards CT.
Don't blame them.
So, are you right back to square one? Not quite.
Three saving, you can reinvest. That's sort of
sure. Square two.
Yeah, square two. Yeah, sure. Right back to square two.
I don't get where that one comes from.
It's like snakes and ladders. Right back to square one.
Oh.
You go down.
That's why I don't know.
Down the snake and you're
something
right
I
back.
need to confess.
You never played Snakes and Ladders?
Never played Snakes and Ladders.
Damn, tough childhood, eh?
No, we were more like Monopoly.
Yeah.
Or, you ever played Cop It? Yeah, it was a bit of a rogue one. I've never really seen it since. No, it was just like, you know, big circle board with like bridges type thing leading into the center.
Yeah.
You got to try and get to the center. Obviously, you know, you roll your dice, get to a bridge thing, and then roll again like once you're there. So it's all based on getting the right dice numbers. But you could kind of jump on top of another guy, so you could like steal other people's pieces. Right. And I think the idea of Pop It is kind of like steal it. So you can like steal it, and then you get points based on how many you get to the middle. So if you've stolen like 3, that was a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no snakes and ladders in my house. Don't blame me.
Davy G, what have you got for us? 1, make that 2. Looking for 3s. He dives on down. Zido caught. And a drop down. And Martinez found a shot with the AWB. It's all down to one man. What a response from Gentlemates. A punchy round to tie this up. This is back and forth. These two sides, gloves are off. A bare knuckle brawl now as we're going deep in towards Nuke. And in this back and forth, it is so difficult to predict, because every time you feel like somebody's on the back foot, they immediately respond. There is no consistency, no kind of rhyme or reason in how the momentum's swinging. But what a game we're getting.
Yeah, and just energy really high, which I think it's moments like this where Gentlemates can, you know, perform. I think they really enjoy playing with the pressure and those really tight moments. Got to make the right call. Yeah, for sure. It does often result in really close maps, and one thing goes against you, or indeed, and something that, again, a lot of players with this whole belief in the system, in the equation, there is an element of RNG at times in high-level Counter-Strike. You know, timing especially is a big one. So they just have to be careful that they don't let that play in a bit too much. Lovely idea from K27, as they will again move fast, and so much like nade noise going down. I feel the CTs don't quite know about it. That is the bomb. What is it doing there, you might ask? And they've got 3 players in towards lobby on top of that bomb. It's not just the original guy who found the kill. Mopos gets another, but it's still going to be backed up by quite a lot of CT presence. 3 versus 3, as everything goes quiet here on Nuke. A bomb to recover, so a really tough game state for K27.
I don't know how you recover this. This is an awful spot to be in.
Well,
oh my god, no way. Oh, that's why I don't fight on ladders. They don't have a smoke. If they had a smoke, I think they can recover it. I don't think a flash and an HE is going to be enough unless they overfight. But an immediate trade. Alex has information on one, and now, of course, he's killed another. This is a good move, though, and it just feels like Martinez isn't expecting this on this time. Alex will drop down, though.
TikTok at the moment, 15 seconds. Not quite sure of where that lobby player is at. Yeah, surely this has got to be it. Fame moving in, has to beat the orb, can't get it done. Had hardly any time as well. I think it would have just been over. Even if he got that kill, last player just plays it safe. Damn.
Unfortunately,
that's tough. That is tough. The bomb
Just
should
he's
never have
alone.
been there.
Yeah, it's just the fact that he's alone. If he's not alone, or if they had one smoke to work with, even maybe a molly could have potentially been able to recover it. That one HE, that one flash they had, that's not enough to allow them to kind of like dive through hot, get the bomb, and then dive back out again.
And it's also just like a human moment of when you lose the bomb in a position like that. It's just like full panic. It's not part of the plan. Then you got another guy who's like, don't worry, I'll get the trade, but then he's like late and it's all, you know, and then it gets worse. You're just kind of scrambling to try and solve the problem. So really, really quite tough. You see what happens now in this round. We've got the hard eco coming out. Couple kills for the P250s. Not really going to matter too much as we are really quite close to the end. We need the rounds. We need the rounds for K27.
And in hindsight, the only real way in which you can recover that round, and no one really likes to do it, but it's probably fundamentally the only way that actually works, is you've got to just hard reset it. Like, just play the round from, like, the start again, all the way, you know, like, basically give up the site and move all the way back as if you're, taking lobby control for the first time, right? That's kind of the only way.
X5 was doing.
Yeah, but he was alone, and that's the issue, right? And this is where they needed to have the numbers to completely reset the round. But they thought, like, so someone will grab it, right? And they don't realize, and, well, all they do realize, but just too late, it's actually 3 players there. So, 2 rounds ahead, 2 rounds away for Gentlemates with 11 on the board. And it's in round number 21, what we like to call a do-or-die situation for K27. It's now or never, really. You lose this round here, it's map point for Gentlemates with your money most likely broken, especially if you don't get a bomb plant. They've got 2.9k in terms of loss bonus, which is decent, but if they don't get a bomb plant, the buy around this is going to be really awkward because they've used all of the funds available for this investment in round number 21. Zido quickly down towards outside. He's alone in this endeavor, and he's dead in a matter of moments. So there's 2 styles of lurking. You've got Davy G, who goes nice and slow, and Zido goes quick, and one's more successful than the other.
Yeah, I think that is safe to say. They've maybe been a little bit predicted here, I think, in terms of the ramp B crunch, the attempt at it.
I also think they're panicking. This really looks like they're just flustered. They're like so desperate to make something happen.
This is how the early rounds of this map felt, to be honest. Gentlemates back in control. Davy G, awkward quick switch, but he is bailed out by MouZ, who finds all 3 to close it out. Brick wall on that A bomb site. Thank goodness there was 2 of them on top of each other. I think, a little bit of
so relieved.
Jokey moment. It's all laughs and smiles because they won the round. It's all good. I got you, bro, is maybe what they're joking about.
You hit the Q key there by accident. You're like, uh-oh. Oh, no.
I know a lot of players at certain points in their careers like sort of unbind it.
Yeah.
Same with maybe the crouch key, not so much in CS2, but I know in Go that was a bit of a thing, like over crouching on sprays and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just bad habits. And your autopilot takes over when you're a bit stressed.
That's it.
Just get that random twitch. A random muscle spasm maybe when you're a bit nervous.
Mine's changing the gun from like left hand to right hand. That's
fair.
I do that a lot. What have you got for us then, K27? The buy isn't exactly bountiful. 1 Galil, MP7, Tech 90 Eagle, and a Mach 10 to round it out. It's not exactly fantastic, but they are in a good position. Can't deny that of them. They could potentially overwhelm it, but they're also a known quantity. This is something that you see the real difference. Gentlemates mask their presence a lot. K27 let them know where they're at, but that's not a good start. That's the bomb that spilled forward, but a quick trade.
Again, that they've read it. I mean, you say good position, but how much is it? Really, they've got 2 players down on B ready to go. Only going to get 1-for-1s, though, as they're caught off. Maybe want a little bit more. Davy G, a lot of damage from somewhere. Oh, man, Quinky runs into the wrong player. Doesn't take anybody before going down. So bomb going to get planted. A late move. I'm not sure if he's been heard in the vent there. I think he might have done. MouZ looks pretty ready for this. They should be able to get onto that bomb and see it off. MouZ with the clothesline to make sure that it is indeed confirmed. And Gentlemates, despite close runs and a bit of back and forth at the start of that second half, they were able to pull away in the end in K27. Just not enough from them in that early morning tank to keep it going.
Yeah, exactly that. A couple of mistakes that really end up costing them, but I think fundamentally we'll look back to kind of two particular things, and it's 2 very similar situations for this K27 side. You got that kind of 6-round bounce from Gentlemates where they were just playing really, really rough, really off their game, not looking comfortable.
Caught that, where him and Banks talked about that a lot, where it's like, you know, they've just really had this resilience
Yes.
to be able to go from one major to the next and nearly get there, but not quite. You know, that's sort of what the problem's been for the past couple of cycles. Hopefully, eventually they get there, and I think they are still trying for that as best they possibly can. And tournaments like this are really going to allow you to boost up. You have to beat the teams you're expected to beat, like K27.
That's it.
And then maybe 1 or 2 upsets in there really going to boost your VRS. We are into it, though, here, of course. And as predicted, things make sense. Gentlemates starting off on this CT side. Pretty heavy B attack on the cards for K27, but they have called a freeze in the tunnel here. We'll slowly start moving forwards, really waiting on a jump peak or something along those lines. They are going to be spotted. Julius ready around this corner, and they absolutely are. Sasol keeps it going. The unarmored player is the one to take him down, but he has done a lot of work there.
What's the response as well now for K27? Because they freeze up. They're also all sort of isolated. Flash in. Davigi spots nothing. Got X5 making a move towards A, but he's also alone in this endeavor, so even if he gets the kill, you can't exactly rotate quickly. Like, Gentlemates are going to win the rotate, that foot race back towards the A site, even if X5 does win this. So, I don't know, for me, it just feels a little bit weird. So isolated, he's also low as well. Should be dead in a second than he is to the hands of Martineza. And now this B side move comes back in for a second attempt. Fame will find one. He's got to win out this heaven fight, and he gets a dink. Bomb will go down as well. They can't deny that. So they just have enough time. Up above, Davigi dives on towards the box, finds Cashlid, and leaves it all on Fame. He gets himself a kill, but in the end, bomb plant, a couple of kills, that'll be it. It's Gentlemates take the pistol.
Yeah, your small silver lining. K27 managed to pull it back slightly, do some damage, and get that bomb plant. Kind of a big deal. But obviously not the round. I think that's the way they would have liked to kick things off here if they could really be in control of the game in the early stages.
Yeah.
I think it would be absolutely fantastic for them, but not a great sign. We'll see. We'll see. A decent force buy on the cards for them with that bomb plant, of course. And Fame getting a couple of kills. He might even move towards an AK, actually, if all the maths works out. He will be on that Galil. They're not going to do anything too wacky, but either way, a lot of utility here is the thing that we look towards. We'll see if they do have a force buy planned round, right? These are the general signs, and they are going fast. Maybe got something on the cards. Oh, crossing through the smoke, though. Just got to be a bit careful that we don't lose too much control of this site. Davigi manages to get in a good position as well, but still the numbers not looking too bad for this T side. Looking for the bomb plant. It's not quite presenting itself just yet. Smoke going to go down. Alex reveals Davigi to join, and they will pick up the pieces. It looked scary for a moment, but Gentlemates able to get that force over the line.
Yeah, it's one of those as well, I think, for me, where it's maybe even arguably too quick from K27. They don't make sure about every kind of angle that they really have to keep covered on. It's just that creep through the smoke as well. It's really smart, really well played, and they trade positions, but it actually ends up working for the benefit of Gentlemates. I think Davigi as well, the spot that he gets himself into, really, really important. And the 2-0 start on this CT side. Now, granted, we're sort of expecting the CT side to be favorable. This is sort of how this map works out. I mean, statistically, so heavy on that CT side. But K27, if this is this pocket pick that you've been saving, we need something here. We need a good foundation, like bare minimum 4 rounds on this T side, just to make us believe. Martineza, I love this move. He's got to kill dead to rights as well. Absolutely nothing he can do about it. But there's multiple to be had here. Zido, quick on the 180 though. I thought he would get 2 at least.
Really nice. And does open the door. One more well-placed eagle shot could make things a bit scary here. Looking to try and force out a bomb plant if they can. The bomb itself more towards B. Gentlemates not really panicking just yet with those rotations. One smoke down. I think they know that, you know, there's really not an awful lot of bite behind the bark here. It's all just a facade. They will start grouping up towards the B bomb site, and slowly but surely, they fancy A. They are rotating off. Maybe I have underestimated the gentle mates and their slightly aggressive rotations here, but still sticking close towards B, still got eyes on, able to play the range pretty effectively. Sasol looking to get the deco frags out, but as I spoke about, the bomb plant is what you're after, and they are going to get that. They get another kill as well. Oh, and another one behind that. Wait a moment.
Be careful.
Yeah, X5, he's got the HP. The bomb planted for him as well, so they just really do have to show him the respect here. Light tap on the bomb. There's a kit available now. It's going to be a hold. In fact, he might get another, but I don't think he would have been able to cancel that defuse. Still, in the end, bomb plant, 3 kills. That's often what we look towards from a T side. So they're staying quite close to the action, just not converting the rounds just yet. Maybe you wouldn't expect that after losing the pistol, but here it is, big round on the cards.
Yeah, and I think now this is kind of, for K27, I feel like should internally have built up some decent, I would say, confidence. Like, you're getting quite consistently into sites with not the best buys. Now you've actually got weapons to work with. I assume that K27 feel kind of good about this. You know, you're coming in towards this round where you're feeling like, okay, we've actually got some decent control at pretty decent pace behind this. Quinky volleying towards the top side of Con here does tick. Some information gathered for him. They take short water, they've taken connectors. This gives them now quick and easy access to rotations between those two sites. And Gentlemen are more than happy to sit on the sites themselves. They're not trying to get too aggressive, not trying to take too many kind of early duels and early bits of positions. They're more than happy to soak up the pressure, which has worked for them so far, but of course it's a vastly different investment in towards round number 4.
Nade stack. Oh my, that is wild. MoPoz, I thought, had moved away and, you know, it wasn't going to work. Yeah, literally as they were like in the air, he moved back to the key spot. Sasol going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting then as he's lost his teammate. He does very well. Will it be enough? 3 versus 3 as the site falls. A quick rotation in towards ABC, but Davigi not able to do too much about it. Nade goes in, minimal damage. It's this AWP here as well that I really do worry about. I think the unknown element going to be difficult to deal with. Smoke towards short. Alex is just trying to get the timing as perfect as he possibly can on this. And you know what? He might just have gotten away with it. Unfortunately, boost for boost, it is the T side who come out. On top of that, Alex, no gun in hand, doesn't respect the AWP, and it actually does pay off, but there's not really enough time to get this retake going now. They'll take some guns away. They'll drop that AWP. It might be saved. I don't think so. Nonetheless, K27, I think, going to be really happy to get on that board as quickly as they can possibly expect.
Like I say, Will Martinez actually get a kill at the tail end here, but X5 doubles back. So a nice way to start. And this is what we're saying, you know, for K27, yes, they haven't won any of those opening 3 rounds, but they've been getting good space. They've been getting some decent openings towards that B site. So they feel like they've got the confidence to go back over there. And this time it ends up working out quite nice. I think that counter boost is really, really solid in towards Heaven. With that being said, a first on the board. Can reinvest in for the Spanish side, but what do you do with it? Again, it's pacey towards short water. And they might just go for another back-to-back B here.
Yeah, trying to see if they can get away with it, I suppose. Zido going to find that first onto Davy G. We know about the player in towards Barrels. He survived a lot longer than you would expect. Sasol actually having some pretty nice moments despite how these rounds have been panning out. Mopoz, back end of the site, off angle here, not expected. No bomb plant just yet. I think they're wary of the fact that there's another player hanging around. And they are correct. Goodness me, this like wall of smokes from both sides. Really weird look on this B-bomb site. They are going to get that bomb down, though. This is where it gets a bit tougher. A lot of low HP bars for the T side, however. Great little flash, but Mopoz still can't find the kill. Gets caught with smoke in hand. He had a chance, but can't get that kill. Alex going to have to go crazy. The AWP behind him doesn't really do too much. Alex left low, in fact. So he will look for a path outside of B. K27 with 2 in a row. Both on B. Some disrespect in there. And yet they're finding success. So starting to prove why they've picked into this one.
Yeah. At the very least, you do get those 2 saves, but I don't think you can really soundly buy around this for Gentlemates. So K27 should be tying this game up, and I don't know whether this is more so kind of a plan of action by K27, like a reading towards what Gentlemates like to do and seeing like, okay, B site looks like actually might be Oriza's port of call, or whether this is what they've been working on within kind of the month off from the officials and trying to incorporate this map in towards the pool. But the hits towards B look really good. Now, I will say that I think you can't only have that as your game plan. I think it's generally a little simpler to have a bit more of a decent A hit rather than like a decent B hit. B hits feel quite puggy, they feel quite loose, and I think they're really prone to things going kind of wrong. I want to see what K27 look like when they hit towards this top side. I think it really has a lot more detail that has to go in. Utah's feel a little bit more perfect rather than what we're getting towards B right now, which is kind of like a few opening flashes and then just dropping as many smokes as we can on the site, planting somewhere in them, and then just taking a step away. A's a little bit harder to do that on, so we'll see. But also, for K27, they're kind of in a position of, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? If the B side continues to work, we'll continue to go there.
Yeah, which is a pretty valid T-side strategy on Overpass, to be honest. Again, especially against a team that's not going to have as much preference, not going to have as much know-how in terms of plugging those holes. A little bit of a contact move out on towards, try and find that first kill. Quite going to happen. Now, they have to be very savvy about this, of course. There's an AWP and an M4 doing the rounds, as it were, for Gentlemates. Can you get that read on how they're playing it? Loose, fast, quick rotations, very dynamic. Martineza, though. He's pushed in. This is the right place. This is the perfect spot for the AWP. If he dedicates to this, I think I can see him finding a kill and getting away. Somehow does not find a kill, despite 3 of them being in. Mopod's the first one to roll. AWP reveals itself. Do you still want to move into its domain? Perhaps not, but only 40 seconds left on the clock now.
Yeah, they don't have loads of time, but it does feel like they want to hit towards this B site. The only thing that is maybe denying that is the bomb is not here. X5 has been moving his way through Fountain, Davy G, knife in hand, downhill 4, but Martineza gets his. Still isn't going to make a difference because the A site is completely open. And I think for Gentlemates, in a spot like this, you just save. The remaining 3, they know there's no way they're getting in towards this top side of A. Just call it a day. Bomb gets planted. That's essentially round done. And it's also Martinez and Alex. It's a horrible position to be in, but it's the only real valid choice that you've got. Sorcel scoops up a gun. That'll be that. It'll be K27 tying up this game. And while it's early doors, I can kind of see the Overpass pick. Like right now, it does look pretty good.
Not a bad little save here for Gentlemates, though. But yeah, as yet to give us a rifle round. I think that's where we worry a little bit. Like, how are they going to look if they can't get those gun rounds to speak for themselves?
Terrorists win.
But very quickly evened up here by K27, showing a few dance moves from their repertoire as they've hit B in different ways. They've gone towards A. I don't think it's the scariest round to get through. Not the most, you know, tactically heavy or whatever, but still looking pretty good here in K27 in prime position to just start streaking ahead on this T side. Timeout comes through from the Gentlemates as they know it is also crunch time. This could get very, very scary, and they have to prove themselves. They've got to get a round on the board. Interesting to see as it goes here. It's actually Mopod's doing a lot of the chatting.
But they've got so many vets in this team, right? They've got so many guys they can lean on.
Have they doubled up? Or because on the graphic, they've gone down to like 1 notch on the timeouts. They might have doubled up there on the timeouts.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't feel like it timing-wise. So we'll see if we can get a little bit of confirmation on that. But it's possible.
Yeah, we'll see. But with that save, at the very least, the rebuy comes back in. So, all tied square. 3 rounds apiece. K27, since the guns have come into play, they've done really, really well at controlling and sort of dictating the pace of this game. And Gentlemates aren't, for me, being proactive enough. I want to see this side actually start to get a little bit more aggressive. And Overpass feels like a good map for this. Taking short water control, taking con control, which is sort of what Alex is doing. He does get cleared, but he wins out the fight. Onto Quinky, scoops up an AK-47 as well as he looks for a little bit more. There's an AWP on the corner, and Kashlid finds the trade. But yeah, I want to see Gentlemates get a little bit more active. Yeah. Like, at the moment, they're sitting back and sort of trying to invite the pressure in. And it was working when it was the lower buy rounds, but now there's guns in play. K27 can cancel and go elsewhere.
No, it is very true. And I mean, this is the way that, like, you know, a CIS overpass is going to work. They do a lot of that cancelling, like you say, and added confusion. MongolZ gets totally blindsided. Lacking some boost, lacking some info plays. Sassol's here towards heaven. He's been looking decent. But they will smoke it off. It's very, very disciplined. K27 not wasting any time. And not getting cocky in this situation. I think with that coming in, the A player's pretty far away to help out. It will be a save. So Gentlemates, despite an early exchange, nothing happens for them, right? It really is starting to look problematic. Take that timeout as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's like they get the kill in connector, and then they started to abandon B.
Yeah.
They had a loose hold on B. So I think they're getting a bit desperate to just try and compensate, over-resource a bomb site and hope that that works, but it just isn't. They're reading wrong, and yeah, it's not looking good. I think we can all see that.
I want to see a bit more of that proactivity, as he's been speaking about. But, you know, generally speaking, when we look towards this map, especially because of how CT side of Overpass has looked since it's come back into the pool, like 4 rounds already is really good and really quite scary, if anything, for Gentlemates. They have not offered up anything really on these gun rounds, and that is really concerning for us. Well, K27 look quite clean, quite comfortable. And it feels like everybody's sort of getting involved. And even more interesting as well, you look towards map number 1, it was basically just all Quinky. It was so solid and so sharp in terms of all the way throughout. He's the one actually not offering up a lot at the moment, and K27 is still winning, so they're not requiring one of their real superstars to be alive for this lead to be taken, which is a good sign.
MongolZ hidden away in the corner. Martinez has given him Maboon as well. All these kills that he's potentially able to find going to be super valuable. 5 versus 3 in the blink of an eye. Gentlemates be slightly more forward, slightly more confident, slightly more on the open angles. Able to make it work as another kill falls their way. Kashlid on the AWP here. Got to recover this bomb. They know it. That's a really great nade. So feels like it should be unlosable. Another contact flash. They still have the bomb, actually. I think that smoke can maybe give the parameters to creep in, but
yeah,
doesn't really matter all too much. 45 seconds left on the clock. Gentlemates there, round to lose at this point in time.
Quinky making a move. He's on his own here, though. So even if he does find a kill, even potentially 2, he's got to wait for Kashlid to rotate over. I think at 25 seconds, something tells me he's cancelling and they're saving. And that'll be the case. They've got plenty of money left over, so it's not really the end of the world, but it does feel very sort of Inferno-esque right now. It's like initial move fails. All right, let's save and let's call it again. Both sides now doing it. Gentlemates last few rounds, something that they've obviously gone for. And this round here, same for K27. Initial play, falls kind of flat. It's 3 isolated fights that go the way of Gentlemates, and off the back of it, they just call around and say, there's no way we're getting involved. Maybe if Quinky had found one towards barrels, I think potentially would have continued going further in towards the site. But again, he was alone, so would it actually really have led to anything? Most likely not. There's a 4th, and we're tied again. Even still, for K27, 4 rounds, T-side overpass. Not a bad spot. You get 5, I'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, interested to see how things develop here. It seems, off of the previous round into this one, Gentlemate's a big change for them. It's like, right, okay, B's maybe not quite working. Let's get advanced on A. Let's get the info over there instead. So it's the opposite side of the map that they're trying to pressure. K27 are just kind of B merchants at the moment. Different sets of paces, different approaches. Great little find. MongolZ looked like he was absolutely dead to rights. Martineza has chimed in from above. So they do have the man advantage. They've got a late lurk coming in. Not going to take too much time to get here as those digits get punched in. They are looking to get advanced, though, and try and force those fights.
It's a big kill.
It really is a lot of ground gained as well. With that, they have to fight their way back in. Sassol's look good, draws them in towards the open. Indeed, they don't even need the flank. Brilliantly done. Sassol's been kind of a saving grace. Martineza as well, really opening up in the past couple of rounds and coming to life.
Yeah.
Big find from Gentlemates. That was a key round for both sides. You see the money starting to run out now for the T side. And it does go the way of the Spaniards.
And not only is it kind of a really key round, but I think also it's so important about how it's won by Gentlemates. It's, you know, a 4-on-3 turned into a 3 versus 3 post-plant, and they flawlessly retake it. And it really comes off the back of K27 slightly over fighting. Like here, I feel like they've taken that space towards door. I think you just sit up here, like a graffiti kind of door crossfire split has a lot more, you know, problems to kind of deal with rather than swinging in there. But in the end, Gentlemates really clean retake for them, and that's all that matters. Keeps that CT side economy nicely and in check. And as you were kind of touching on the T side, they are running out of finances, running out of funds, and getting stuck on each other, trying to move forward in towards the playground. K27, you lose this one. Gentlemates find 6, and probably the 7th should follow suit by the lack of the econ. Martineza a second. How about the 3rd? He's full blind as he'll fall off the angle. Does he know? Flash over, and he just completely gives up that spot.
Crazy shots, man. And K27 on the raft. No life jackets, though. Not looking too good.
True.
Really struggling, I think, in these past few rounds. Potentially, you would argue, Gentlemates figuring them out, quote unquote, or more likely for me, figuring themselves out. I think rather than being reactive, they are being proactive. Yep. This is kind of what we called for. A little bit of working it out. They tried to fight fire with fire on B in the early stages. Doesn't really work. So they angle more towards A. And now they have K27 responding to them that it's like, we need a bit more A presence and can't allow them all that space and info. It's tough here. The contact in towards B, numbers-wise, doesn't look too bad. Sassol, chimes in. This MOUZ who gets caught sleeping. And this does have the hallmarks of an impossible round here in the 2 versus 4 directly. Davy though, gets in good time. Surely has done enough, but I don't know, man. The 1 versus 1. Martineza gives his position away. He's not necessarily gotten himself into a good spot. And Fame will drop him. K27 with a huge steal in the end. And the ace coming through for the big man, the man of the hour. Fame we talked about an awful lot. He looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
he bails them out there, Fame. That's the bit of that experience that I think this K27 side needed. All 5 from him. Gentlemates, that's a round squandered. I think as well for Davy G, once he gets that kill and puts it into a 2 versus 1, he needs to fall back.
That's the thing.
That's the thing that really kills them there. He finds that really important kill just on the right-hand side of this pillar from short, and it's great. And then he needs to just pump the brakes. But what he does is he actually gives Fame a freebie of a fight and sets him up for a 1 versus 1. And it's a 1 versus 1 that gets a retake and AWP.
Yeah. Yeah, that is often the thing that you miss, isn't it? You know, the AWP on the retake, really not ideal.
Yeah, because he's essentially working with a pistol there, right? And I think that's the thing that is really kind of killer for me. Like, I feel like you've just got to pump the brakes. Like, Davy G's probably still going to be the one to take that fight and try and win it out, but he actually sort of essentially needs to use Martineza as a bit of like a decoy there. Draw his attention away, draw his crosshair away, and see if we can then take this as a favorable trade. There we go, Martineza makes up for it. Open things up on towards Cashlid.
2-man job at the moment. Him and Sassol seem to be the only ones that are really having the heavy impact.
They were 2 of the underperformers on map number 1 as well.
That's true. Well played so far. Looking to keep that up. Can they keep it up into the T side? It's going to be the big question, of course. Burst forwards. from our current T side. MongolZ underchecks and overperforms as he finds 3. Gentlemates will hold the line. They look set to find the 7-5 in all fairness. And damn, if only they'd got that clutch, the 8-4 would have been a really, really great scoreline to work with. As it stands, the best they can hope for is the difference of a pistol. So T-side's going to have to start well for them, I think. Otherwise, I do worry. There is a real chance on a weak map for them as well, don't forget.
Yeah.
That T-side just is a non-starter.
Yeah, damn, look at this buy. It's brutal. 4K27. They're going quick, they're going pacey. A punchy one towards the B side as they dive on through with the Tech 9. It doesn't start well. MongolZ for the first. DaVG, Sourceful, all getting involved as he finds his second. And this quick little rush towards this B side doesn't find anything apart from a one-tap like that. That's a nice shot from X5, but that is all it will be. A lead taken by Gentlemates. It's still not a bad half, though, by K27, but I'm still not convinced as to why we've picked in towards Overpass just yet.
No, that is very true. They've been doing their B bomb site retakes, you know what I mean? Like, they're really comfortable over on B, it would seem.
There was never one hit towards the A site as well.
Yeah, I think they went out towards long, right?
Yeah, and then they Monte got 2, and that was it. But they never once actually went towards the A site.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy, I think, as we're saying, this pick here. I think it is just a little bit of annoyance, and it's kind of like crowbarred in. The smart thing to do would be, like, play your Mirage, you're confident on that.
Yeah.
And then maybe have the Overpass as that decider, and then you can be like, okay, we got it a bit wrong, but at least we've got an official on it. At least we know where it's sitting at the moment. But I think it is just this fact that they were like, right, we got the Overpass, we've worked on it, and then, oh, they permaban Overpass. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like in their first matchup. So really a little bit tough, I think, to make good, clean decisions. But in a series like this as well, it's like the context of it. You're picking second.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, maybe if you were picking first and it's like, okay, that map didn't go so well, but we get the reset onto the second, one that we know. But actually, no, you've lost the first. So now, like, everything is riding on this. It's a very different kind of game. Still definitely doable, though. CT side, you've got 5 rounds to work with already. Get that pistol, convert things, and suddenly we have the shape of a pretty good half on the way. Gentlemates, though, of course, looking to disrupt that.
If Gentlemates get a pistol here, I think K27 quite immediately starts to get into a lot of trouble.
Only one timeout left as well.
Yeah. Both sides, right? Oh, no, K27 only got 2.
Oh, no, yeah.
K27 got 2,
yeah,
Gentlemates got 1.
Yeah. Yeah, my bad.
Very slow approach for the Spaniards as they move up towards the A site. He tells me Zido would have spotted that, and a pop shot that comes his way. There is a lot of presence towards A. 4 here, ready for the fight. They're just leaving Quinky down towards that lower side. And they come. There's going to be a bloodbath towards A site.
Looking messy. Gentlemates taking their time getting in here. They've been drawn in towards the dualies. Fame does very well already. He's got potential for more, and he's going to keep it coming. Martinez are in towards long. They have been absolutely flustered, absolutely beaten out. And that really is a bit of a classic, that it's like you play 4 towards B, see if there's any action there. If not, we kind of just rotate things. So Gentlemates, by starving info, honestly have given a lot of info across. They maybe needed to move a bit faster and try and exploit. Straight into the dualies, though, is crazy work.
Yeah, read like a book there. Just even 4 towards that A site. Hold on, so 1 round game now. You do get a force out for Gentlemates. I gotta say, without a bomb plant, I normally never like this call, but they've already converted 1 T-side force by in that map number 1, so you can see maybe where they backed themselves a little bit. Doesn't start well. Initially, Zido, of course, he's traded up by DaVG, so it's still into the 4 versus 4, but you know, got MongolZ who's so low now. Alex not got armor either.
Yeah. It's a big M4, though. It's a big M4.
Shadow spotted.
It's close. Fame left on 9 HP. Really, really could get messy here. A couple flashes in. Not going to give themselves away just yet. Player in towards heaven needs dealing with. That's the tough one to get through. And then site itself. X5, though, takes a lot of early damage. Yeah, that M4 in the mixer. It's Quinky who is this fail-safe player. He will be activated a little earlier than maybe he was expecting, but it's looking good across the board. Davi G left very low. They've come close, but they've not been able to convert any of these kills just yet. So not even creating a bomb plan, I think, unfortunately. Maybe a gun or two taken away, but not looking good. His days are numbered. He will indeed go down. K27 seeing it off. So the strong start to the CT side that the doctor ordered here.
Yeah, I think it's just, for me, so risky to go for a force buy like that. You could have guns in towards this round here if you don't go for that. You know, maybe in some cases, one or two have to go in towards Galil's, but I think as a whole, it would put you in a pretty decent spot. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Now, a tied game that should be a lead taken effortlessly by K27, and Gentlemen are under pressure now. On this D side, on the back foot no less as well. Stop where you want to be, flash, give them con control as they're very quickly trying to wrap through in towards backside of Banana and towards bathrooms as well. Not exactly masking the presence of where they want to head, but K27, they're more than capable of shutting this down. There's just not enough firepower for Gentlemen to really do anything too damning.
Yeah, maybe just hoping for an overstep, right? Some unforced errors. This might be one in towards long. Zido, though, does make his way into that corner. Cashlid on the spot. Might just have seen a little head there. They'll all go swinging in. I think they should be able to see this off. It, for a moment, looked scary. Sassol trying to thread that needle on the deagle. Not going to happen for him. Cashlid looking very, very crisp, as you would expect in the anti-eco. Alex has got that deagle, so still potential for one, but the round itself is going to be absolutely over. Down he goes. K27 to take the lead at an opportune moment. This could be really big. Let's see what the Gentlemates have got. We keep talking about how this pick is weird and doubtful for K27, but I feel like the only angle of the logic, based on what we can immediately see, is that it's not a great map for Gentlemates, right? They've really tried to lean into that punish. So we'll see what the T side is able to present.
Yeah, agreed. This is it, really, for me. In my mind, for Gentlemates, you lose this one, and I don't think there's any chance of recovering, and it doesn't start well. X5 will open up proceedings. Mopos spam down through that con smoke. Already not a spot you want to be in as well. Cashed it on the swing. He'll lose his life. Maybe a little bit overzealous there as well. So he gets punished by Alex, and they start scaling towards A at some decent pace. Flash over as X5 wants to reclaim a little bit of space, but he's now smoked out of position. They sort of have to relinquish the site itself and play retake here, K27.
Yeah, and a tough one to retake at the best of times, especially they don't have that con bathrooms pressure, unless Cedo, you know, rotates to it, I suppose. Not going to be the case. He keeps it out towards long. He's ready for the fights here, though.
Wow.
Does find two. He's done very, very well. Knew that they were after him, and now the retake looks super doable. Gonna need a hero. Maybe it's Sassol. Double spray down. Knows about the third here.
Close.
Cedo, though, with the nade, like the right click over the long wall there. He's done it all by himself. 4K for him. They will be a little disappointed that they don't get that long control in particular. The 1-for-1 was right there for the taking.
Yeah.
Just a bit slow to react from that second player. And you see what he does. You see what he goes on to do. But yeah, the fact he's able to get away with that amount of time, little egregious. Lovely.
There you go. Yeah. Does really well. That second in particular is really, really important.
Yeah. Well, you see what, like, if he goes down, it then puts the onus on his teammates to have that kind of performance.
And especially because at the same exact time that he finds that second, it's also just after his double spray down. And kind of maybe brings it back into potential. 9-7 now. A 2-round buffer for Gentle Mates. All of the residual cash put in towards round number 17. Lost here, it's a double digits for K27 with a 10th and probably the 11th behind it. And then at that point, I don't know, it feels too tall an order, I think, for Gentle Mates and the recovery required. It's kind of where we come back to what we were saying. Like, K27, yes, didn't win out the first half, but at enough rounds. This is such a CT-sided map at the best of times. See the effects of it now.
Yeah, winning big rounds like that previous as well is just going to be so valuable for you. Made out. Decent damage on both sides. And we'll slow them down after a pretty obvious contact in towards the monster tunnel here. Towards the site itself, the setup looks a little strange as they're in a straight line ultimately. Sassol to entry. Trades have got to be good. Ooh. And they are. Captain leads from the front. I think that will just force the save out. Gentle Mates in the nick of time. Super important round for them to keep the dream alive here over this 2-0. And they do just that. So K27, they now have to watch themselves. Going to dig deep into the coffers. We'll be able to get a buy going, but it'll be the last one if they lose the follow-up.
Yeah, definitely a really interesting setup, like that 1-by-1 by 1, like playing in through sight. Water, it feels very interesting. Obviously, it's not expected. It's so rare to see, but it was easy enough to overcome.
Felt like a lot of the players just caught in transition,
and they were like,
as well. Come up with something on the fly.
Yeah, setting up Utah before they know it. They're in the site itself. Cashin and Zito will at least save. Alex F low, save for MOPOZ, but ultimately, who cares? A 1-round game. And that was a round that we were saying for Gentle Mates. It was so important. You lost that. It's K27 finding 10 and probably the 11th behind it, especially if there wasn't a bomb plant to alleviate the finances for Gentle Mates. That's a really huge one to find. It still just keeps them within arm's reach, but they need a level of consistency right now, Gentle Mates, that I'm not convinced about, to be perfectly honest. Sources look pretty good. At some moments from Martinez, but the rest of this side are really struggling. Davy G, we know on Nuke, he did a lot of his best work on the T side. We're yet to see it here on Overpass, and we haven't really seen MOPOZ or Alex properly activate.
It is true. Bit of Davy G over here in balloons. Nothing quite coming his way. Nice little late round contact. Into short water, trying to gather info, but losing a player. Sassol moving around now to find another. Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Well played.
Draws the contact just as that flash is coming in. Absolutely brilliant. And what the Gentle Mates are going to be very, very good at. Those quick, reactive, little 2-man moves, 3-man moves. Davy G will go down, so still mortal. Still certainly doable. MOPOZ looking to try and get the trade out here. Has to be very careful. Low himself, as is Zido. But if a headshot lands, it does not matter. And they have evened things up. I don't know. MOPOZ, I think, keep control of the area, but really went digging for that kill, and it does cost him. Zido's looking to go crazy as well, by the way. Pushed up again. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's falling apart. Shadow spotted as well, but a missed shot. Cash, his second time of asking, will deliver. 1 versus 2 for Martinez. AK in hand, but from behind. It's X5 who sees it off.
5v3.
Really, really well done, and in particular by Zido. He has bailed them out big time there. Like, that aggressive moving towards bathroom, I love. I love the fact that he gets away with it. If he dies there, we kind of flip the script and say, actually, that was overzealous, it was unnecessary. But it's the fact that he pushes through and he makes it work. 10-8. Great response from K27. They lock themselves into double digits.
I mean, crazy round to lose, honestly. Like, it's 9-8. I don't think that MOPOZ in particular can be making that move. It's like, keep a hold of your angle, keep a hold of the location. Wait until your teammates are a bit further up long so that they can trade you. You know, you give the game away. He goes down, rotation comes in.
Yeah.
They're unsure of what happens on A. Zido doesn't have to die just yet. They really, really tried to force that kill.
True.
And they lose so much for it. Timeout coming in. Yeah, maybe more of like the mental, just keep the heads together at this stage, but not looking too good. They are lucky that they're able to put a buy together, and it's a pretty good one in that sense. But they have to really, really deliver. Try and get these next couple of rounds, even things up, break that bank of the CT side finally. Third map is certainly in the back of our minds by now.
X5 got very lucky there, actually. That nade just catches the lip, which like just takes away so much of the damage from it. Out towards Monster. Sourcewell sent out. His Mopos opens up proceedings, though. X5 will eventually fall. Sourcewell going to relinquish that control. He moved forward with the flash. He doesn't want to stick around, though, alone. Which is valid. Smoke towards heaven. This allows them to now start scaling in towards B, and it's not exactly, again, like Gentlemates are trying to pull off a ruse here. They're pretty committed to heading towards B. They've got no map presence anywhere else, and in they come with the numbers, sending their way through. Quinky, lucky to still be alive, probably not for much longer, but he avoids the util somehow, some way, gets a dink on towards Alex as well, but he can't get out of the plant.
Interesting choices from K27. I mean, they see the heaven smoke come in, and then they start to lightly concede B, rotating into more passive spots, potentially thinking it's half a fake, right? And it does cost them. So, slightly questionable. They will be punished, Gentlemates. Key round after the timeout, after a big loss. Really needed that, I think, to just keep them in this map. Fantastic find from them, comes quite dominantly. So
it's really going to help.
Be a buy with these saves coming through the K27, but it really all hangs on a knife edge here, particularly for them.
Yes.
Just because of the context of losing the series.
Yeah, Kachi can drop one over. He could technically probably even drop two as well because he's got a util still in the back pocket. But an interesting position nonetheless. Let's see, M4 towards Quinky. Yeah, A1S Quinky and A4 to Fame. So the buy comes through. There is still potentially a little bit of residual cash. Cash has got 4.6. He's got 1.4. So even a loss here for K27 still could mean a hero buy in the next round. Worth keeping an eye out for, but Gentlemates, round about 20, you find this and it keeps the dream alive of Overpass.
Zeno. Yeah, got to be careful. I mean, even making it out of here going to be a bit tough for him. He does light damage with that nade. Halfway sticking around. They might expect him here. Molotov comes in. It's not quite good enough. It will spread to him, though. And he's forced out into the open. I gave it a second, and I didn't think that was going to reach him.
It didn't look like it was spreading, yeah.
Yeah, it did. It did in the end. And a great first kill to find. Not only is it man advantage, that is your big name taken down, but only just. Alex is a stiff breeze away from death.
It's true. So how do they want to utilize them? Is he maybe sent in first to draw away the crosshair, or just as part of the pack to blend in? They're heading back towards B, and there's 3 players here from K27 to meet them. So made the wrong call. The initial kill towards long, taking that space would have been the better option of the two. They've got a dicey fight here towards this lower site. This could be really awkward. First engagement, easy for Cash it under the AWP. Down goes Mopos, and aid in through behind. There's a lot of bodies here, but Davi G doing well to deal with 2. The double from him gives them the sight. They don't expect another man towards barrels, but Quinky can't get a second, and he's now just trying to get lost in the smoke, which he does, and he gets another kill. Quinky's giving them life in this, Davi G and Alex. We already spoke about how low Alex is, so if he can find Davi G, there's a chance. He's on top of him. He Goomba stomps him, and Quinky's going to get both. Are you kidding me? How in God's name has he got away with that? He slips and slides around the site, and somehow they lose track of him. That is ridiculous.
I'm actually in awe.
He stands on his head.
That is so crazy. He like boosts off of him, man. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I must be dreaming.
That is a mental round to lose. Gentlemate's going to look back at that demo and be so tilted. Oh my God.
It is just crazy. I mean, it was in their hands. He was so low from that initial fight, found an unlikely kill. I'm like, okay, well, that's enough. You know, it's slightly low time. It's going to be a little bit tense here. But he wins the damn round. It's 2 rounds now as well for Gentlemates that they should, by all accounts,
have won. Yeah.
And they haven't. So the scoreline should be flipped, and it's also twice where K27's bank should have been broken.
Yes.
So I feel like the game should be over by now. Mental, absolutely mental. They're a little bit angry. Try and send in the Rottweiler of Sassol to get the opener. He goes down. So a lot of damage done to the K27 defense, but no names falling just yet. Fame.
That would have been
probably the right idea. I mean,
yeah, that would have been the right call.
You want to be safe. He just doesn't know how big of a gap there was there.
Yeah, didn't know how good he had it.
They're really ready for an 8 hit though, man. Look at this game state at the moment for K27. The initial defense, though, looks good enough. I don't know that they're necessarily going to have to rely on that flank. It's all on Alex. He's low. They know about him. And he will go down. I think that might just be it, to be honest. You lose a round like that from Gentlemates, especially when you're already a map up. I think in the back of your mind as just like a human being, you're kind of like, it's a bit over. That's really quite frustrating. Wing and a prayer stuff here to keep this one going. Yeah.
I don't see a chance now. K27, they've just at a couple of different crucial moments really stepped up. And it's killer, and it really can have a knock-on effect to the mental. You can see for Gentlemate in that previous round, like, it's such a tilting thing. They send Sauce in, as you said, but it's such a big person to lose. He's so important. He's been the real key figure for the Spaniards, and well, now 3 map points for K27. By all metrics, should be impossible to lose from here.
Yikes.
But let's see. Miss Molly doesn't help either.
Yeah, an airburst on their Molotov as well. Contact nade looks pretty good. A lot of damage done. They might just have created enough of a smoke wall to get that bomb down. Fame will fall. He is traded out. The retake looking good as they start to get aggressive. Bomb going to go down. It's Mr. Sassol we look to, though, to deliver. Martineza on the Deagle to back him up. A little bit of a boost over here. Going to be activated. Doesn't quite find initial success. Sassol takes the head. Left in the one-on-one to stay alive. The nade will see him off, though. What a flat way to lose the map and take us to that third. 13-9. K27 with a huge resurgence. 2 massive rounds. 5-on-3. And then that madness in and around the smoke to get it done. It is insane. It is still a questionable pick in my mind.
Agreed.
They've gotten very, very lucky in places. It's a skill to work around luck, create your own luck, but ultimately they get it and they are.
Like, all we're doing is hitting the B site, and if you can't shut that down, like, fundamentally that is an issue on you. And that was my worry with Gentlemates. It's obviously a map they don't really love. They haven't got, I think, the right understanding of how to break it down just yet. And therefore, now heading into Ancients, I wonder how much that creeps in with them, right? You know, there's a bit of tilt, a bit of annoyance. Some of those rounds they let slip was kind of out of nowhere, like a 5v3 that they let go by, a 4v2 that they let go by as well. These things will have big annoyances on your mind, but how good are you at just getting rid of them, ignoring it, and moving forward? We'll have to see. But it is a decider here in this series to see who is going into the 1-1 bracket and who's going to the 0-2 bracket. It's Ancients, basically a best of 1 to the side. We're going quick, Gentlemates, towards the B side.
Yeah, not wasting any time getting into this. Trying to feel good, I suppose. Trying to forget the woes of Overpass. And indeed, it will start well. Davy G gets himself on the board. Something that he struggled to do on map number 2 for sure. They're stacked up heavy here. And around the big old box as they're trying to force the fight. Well, they've been taught a lesson. They've been scared off. They've been pushed back. Martinez is still in the thick of it, though, as he looks to buy some time towards that bomb. There is a kit available. Not something that you often see in pistols these days, so we'll see if they're able to put that to good use. Martineza on the Glock is deleted by another. It's all going to be on MoPoz here. Takes the first, and that kit in play. He knows he's off it. He's not taking any chances here, MoPoz. So well played. And they're both just paused. They're both just not moving while that bomb is going off behind them. it's close, but it's gentle, mates.
I actually think for me at the very least, it may sound a bit wild to say, but I think Cash's best option there was sticking it. He's like bobbing up and down, but his head can't be seen because of that angle in towards ramp. Like we have to body spam him. You know, granted he doesn't have armor, so you can spam him down, but it really feels like that is his best option there because it's so well played by MOPOZ, right? He just freezes. He doesn't peek. I do feel like for me his best option is just to stick it and hope for the best because MOPOZ is obviously going to play time. That timer had gone too far.
Unless he like 180'd him, I don't even know that he would have had time. You know,
exactly.
Push down the ramp, get the kill. Does he have time to
double
move
back? Yeah, probably not. So. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 1 for 1. Bomb plant and another immediate B hit.
Yeah, looking good. I'll try and keep it going here. I don't know what you want to do if you're K27. Do you really want to give this a look? You're so far away.
Save.
That smoke is going to confirm it. So
just reset, use it towards the next.
Yeah, it's a little problematic, but Gentlemates, I suppose, taking a leaf out of the K27 book. Just hit B until it stops working. They're doing a good job, though, I think, of resetting into this third map. Something that, as I said, I was pretty worried about coming into this. Gentlemates struggle, I think, to keep themselves together. Alex was talking about it in that interview, that it's like, you know, when it gets close to the VRS cutoff, we seem to really struggle and it gets very stressful and maybe a few more arguments break out and, you know, things like this that do eventually come back to haunt them, not just once, but twice now.
Yeah, it's true.
So maybe trying to get a handle on that all the time. It's very, very interesting. I think, you know, we have like Vitality all the way off and how they are so effective. How does that happen and delving into that. But it's also like the tier 1.5 kind of teams that we're looking at here that can get a little intriguing in terms of how they stay alive, how they, you know, keep projects going despite tough times. K27 charging forwards, they will get a lot of lane control as well as an early kill. So actually a pretty good looking round now.
Yeah. Immediate response. And I think with Gentlemates, you have to reset the round here, which is exactly what they're doing. They're going to pull back. They're going to pump the brakes. It looks like another move back towards B. But it's pretty difficult, right? You've got to first fight for shelf control, and then you've got the worry of actually where are these angles that they could be coming from. Smokes over a molly for this close corner. So that gives them good clearance at the very least. Just smoking the front side of cave. That also blocks off shelves. That's great for you. That molly clears the close corner, so it allows you to safely move out a door. The only rule contingency plans that you have to be careful of is that cubby, which of course they've got the coverage of, and then close ramp. So 40 seconds to work with now for Gentlemates. And 3 towards B.
Ramp setup looks pretty good. Oh, the timing on it as well. Absolutely brilliant. 30 seconds remain. Be leading this charge, but they're very ready with all this ramp information and low time for what is coming their way. 20 seconds. I guess, yeah, you maybe try and hold on to the AKs. They do have, like, money in the back pocket.
Yeah. So
it's not going to be too difficult to stomach. The round itself, though, crazy stuff. Pretty dominant from K27, actually, on their re-attempt at the force buy, let's say. Seen a couple of these types of rounds within this series. Yeah, really, really good. Comes a little bit earlier. Very dominant as well. Some more upgrades on the weaponry. Pointing in the right direction for K27 all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is good. I think as well, you know, for the likes of Gentlemates, you can sort of reset and go again, but the way in which they start off in that gun round is very, very important. Like, I like seeing this side get kind of proactive. You know, we've spoken about this quite a lot. Like, on this CT side, take a forward stance. Like, get early map control, force Gentlemates into a bit of a weird kind of reposition, or just basically just force them to step back and have to kind of pause and take a breather, which is never really what Gentlemates want to do. Like, Gentlemates like playing these T sides with a fair decent amount of pace behind them. At most, the tempo changes come when someone's lurking, right? You know, you send Davichi around and then they activate upon his information. But generally speaking, Gentlemates like to play these T sides quite pacey. So when K27 can forcibly slow them down, they don't like that. They feel uncomfortable, and that's where they can find rounds like this. So first on the board, Of course, a reset that comes through for Gentlemates where they can, of course, buy back into this, but lose round number 4 here, and K27 can start scaling in towards this overpass. Overpass? Sure.
All good. Don't worry about it. We, you know, functioning on, on minimal sleep. An overpass was here. You've not just randomly thrown it out.
Yeah, imagine I just throw out like an Inferno.
Yeah. Looking really good for K27. They've opened up beautifully towards middle. Press the attack as well.
It's the same thing again, though, isn't it? They're like forcing them to like take a step back, and Gentlemates hate that.
Yeah.
And if anything, sometimes you, and we kind of saw it here, for Gentlemates, there's 2 ways you can go about it. You have the previous round where they do completely reset. Like, we're like a minute on the clock, they're like in their swarm, like, okay, I guess we'll just go towards B. Or what you see in this round, they're like, no, actually, I'm going to fight for this. And they overextend, and they just lose the aim duels. It's really nicely done by K27. They're making life super uncomfortable. And I think a lot of it's coming from that elbow control. A lot of resources are being put into taking mid.
Yeah.
And with mid, then Shelf comes. Shelf denies ramp presence. Before you know it, Gentlemates have such limited options.
Yeah, as always. A little bit of a VRS check-in for you guys. Interesting that Gentlemates get like more out of it, you know?
I guess they're lower ranked.
Yeah, you'd presume they're just a bit higher ranked though, wouldn't you? Like coming into it, obviously just objectively not the case, but if, you know, gun to your head kind of thing.
Yeah. I think the issue
Gentlemates just above them.
With Gentlemates as well, if I'm right in saying, it's like a lot of their VRS, and I'm not really an expert in this, but it's like a lot of their VRS LAN wins were like a while ago, so it's like that decay that we talk about.
Yeah.
And also just being a team that is higher ranked, I guess, even if it's only a couple of spots.
Looking good here. Set up on the A-bomb site, ready for this eco to come their way. Cash around that corner. Could get clapped, or he could do some himself, actually.
Oh!
Huge stuff as he gets that eco ace coming in. Makes it look, well, far too easy.
We've seen a few of them in the last couple of days.
We have, from that particular angle.
Yeah, exactly. Hunter, of course, got one from there yesterday. Nice and easy. Good for the stats as well.
The help from Davy G.
Yes, true, actually.
He collapsed with the deagle on his own teammates, so that's, yeah, just a comedy of errors over there, but K27 going to take the lead. Kind of their first big test here, I think. Gentlemates will see if they've got anything to answer back. Are there any pocket rounds they're able to pull out when things start going south?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Pivot towards A. They are doubting themselves. You know, this second map of Overpass, it's made them really doubt their decisions.
Yeah. And I think as well, the comfort of an A hit comes from also having donut control too. And the fact that they're now going late towards mid worries me a little bit. You've got Red Room presence at a tad with X5 there, but he's about to be smoked out. This is now potentially where you can build upon it, but at the same time, it looks like they're cancelling. Bomb's going back over towards B ramp, and at this late in the round, it's pretty risky. Smoke down, Molly down as well, but you've got 3 from K27 here to meet them, so it feels like they've read this relatively well.
Yeah, you would think so.
The only thing is it's not quick rotations. Fame and Kashid are, it's going to take a while for them to head over towards B.
Yeah, got to go early for sure. 40 seconds left. Couple smokes coming in. Starting to sell, but still can feel like a bit of a fake, right? Contact up the ramp here. Flash is good. Player at the back end of the site. Good for 1. It's Quinky who just totally gets caught off. X5 thankfully able to keep them in the conversation here. As you say, those rotations going to be late, but they will get the bomb down. They will force a retake out. Can they make things interesting here? Fame looking really good. Cashlid looking really good. So they're looking to try and bring the individual game into this retake. As good of a trade that you could have hoped. Lopez right around that corner, forces the fight himself, leaving it all onto Sassel now. But it is somewhat planted for him. They are coming in towards him. The trade is there. Really well played. Off the low HP player, utilizing that AWP. K27 It's a little shaky despite how well set up they were at one point, but they do get it.
And I will also say on the flip side, I also don't think that post-plant's very good from Gentlemates. Like, I think the issue is that the trade game is going against them. If they can trade positively, they're actually in a not a bad spot. It's the fact it's the other way around. Like, for them, all trades are going against them, and the numbers keep going the way of K27. That's how that retake finds its footing. It's kind of well done from me, but I really felt like, you know, you've taken the site with a contact move coming through, you find 2 quick kills, the site itself and the guy swinging out from cave. You've then got to just really try to, like, sow the seeds. You've got to get so deep in there, right? Take cave control. Somebody has to go towards long and put a bit of presence on there, but they don't. They just sit on the site and they wait for K27 to come to them, and it's too easy. Fame. Unorthodox angle will work for the first one towards source. Oh my god, this is so weird, but Cashlid will get his and he gets out.
Yeah, crazy that he survives there. I feel like he should have gone down. Maybe it gets a bit weird because there was like another player in the way. But yeah, Cashlid looking to be alive. Will be Molotoved off for the time being. Edge of the smoke for X5 is unsuccessful. So the round back up in the air all of a sudden. Plant coming in, it's lovely and open, but Zido's distracted away by running footsteps, maybe too many targets, even through the smoke for him to decide on.
They're so low.
Yeah, really is doable here. Nade comes in as a bit of a flash sort of thing, hide that shadow away. They'll look to trade off each other. They will find success doing so. Cashlid also found a kill on the way in, leaving it all down to Alex here, and he is dealt with quickly. It's a little close there. He actually managed to pick up a kit, did Quinky, but ultimately all good. I think he was worried about 10-second timers and whatnot. Got on that bomb fast before, you know, picking up an AWP or anything like that. But another successful K27 retake.
Yeah, and they're finding really decent consistency with this. Like, it's one side where you can say, at least credit to Gentlemates, that they are getting themselves into sites quite consistently themselves, right? We're getting a bomb plant down nearly every round. We're getting good space. But again, it's a similar thing where I feel like the issue is about these post plants. Like, they're just stuck in a really small position on the site. Both of those post plants on the A and the B site in those previous 2 rounds, they both played very similarly, where it's like we get out towards the site, it's, you know, kind of even 3 versus 3, bomb goes down, and we just sit and wait around each other, where it's like, you see a lot of teams where the way we'll play it is, we'll have one guy towards donut, one guy towards A main, and then maybe one guy playing around boxes on site. It's 3 separate angles to fight from, so trading is quite difficult, sure, but it allows you to buy a lot of time, and that's not what they do. They're sitting around each other, so the kills come quite easily. Or like even, you know, something as simple as somebody going into close temple, that nade obviously would have done damage on towards them, but it's still a really strong angle to hold. So it's making K27's life a little easy for me on these retakes. I still think they're doing quite a good job, but worth keeping an eye on for. Davy G will open up proceedings, but Fame quick on the trade to keep the numbers even.
Mid-control, though, some of the Gentlemates have maybe struggled with for quite a while. So they are able to get it. What are they going to do with it? I suppose is our question here. MoPods in the A main. 2 for him. He was ready for that aggression. He absolutely capitalizes. Cashlid continues looking calm. Oh, and the AWP gives its position away there. There's a player in Temple, though, that he might not quite be expecting. He's trying to really just be unorthodox with the fights that he's taking. Molotov is really good. Keeps him at bay. Smoke to boot. Should be a plan coming in now. Zido, meanwhile, with him, so they might try some funny business here. Really not pulling any punches in terms of getting aggressive. The flash was good, but Alex was prepared all the same. So there's some moments where it could have gone the other way, but it doesn't. Gentlemates find their 3rd.
He's still making it expensive, though. I'll give him that. He should be dead to rights here. He's got a kit, but there's surely still no way he's giving this a look in. But he does have a kit. He's now been spotted, though, as well. So he's going to dive on for this lead.
Yeah.
He keeps attention drawn towards the site itself. I think the round should end before the bomb goes off. No, speak too soon. So MOPOZ actually will go down.
Losing that AWP as well.
Yeah, that's actually, you know, again, keeps attention drawn towards the site. Plenty of money to go around so they can rebuy on that K27 side. It's not the end of the world, but it is finally a post bomb that goes the way of Gentlemates. the initial fighting towards that round is what really gives it for them. That doubling towards A main, that's basically where the round gets all but locked in place. Numbers advantage. K27 is spread so thin at that point as well. No real chance for it. This is bold. This is really bold. You can only get one for it, and that's arguably not enough, and Fame smoked out.
Lots of smokes down here from both sides. Again, a little bit strange. Gentlemates, that bomb is also late to the party. We'll start to get planted now. Flash comes in. MouZ, though, round that corner is deadly. They're just getting the right people in the right places at the right time. Fame the next to fall. Cashlid still staying close. Oh my goodness. You can't be serious. Yeah, synchronized swimming in the smoke there. Absolutely brilliant stuff. That's, you know,
Little
10
samba
points
there
on
in the
Strictly,
smoke.
you might say. Not that I've ever watched that show, but for any fans out there, shout out, you know, Strictly one time.
Niche reference, bro.
I don't know, there might be some UK people watching.
Is there
Dance show? What is your local dance show called? I'm sure every country's got one.
Yeah.
Get your celebrities. That would be a sight to see. CS Pro players.
I've always wanted to do like a CS football match like they did back in the day.
Yeah. That would be good. I think it'd be popular, honestly.
Yeah. All the teams play it as their warm-up. They do a little, you know, like one bounce, keep you up, something like that. It's a one-round game. And money has run a little dry for K27. They still get a buy, but it's whatever's left over. And you can see for Zito, for him, not really a lot to work with. Half armor pistol in the smoke. Not very damaged though. Davichi and Alex are not exactly healthy. Feels like it's going to put you in a fairly decent spot here. They're diving through in towards B. X5 runs out of ammo at the worst possible time. He's now kind of stuck here as well. He should be dead to right, but actually he's not. Somehow he's supporting and now delivering. Quinky, Fame, X5 all finding their moments as well. It's all down to MOUZ and Martineza.
Seems to have died on its feet, though, as Martineza will go down. So just as their lead comes under threat, they do manage to find themselves around, able to keep a hold of the control then. K27 still not splitting the difference massively. There was maybe a moment where it looked like Gentlemates were really going to struggle, but still.
Yeah. So much spam
There's a lot of
damage
context here, I think, in terms of how this scoreline looks.
Yeah, agreed. Penultimate round to play here in this first half. Has kept K27's finances healthy, which is the main thing. They were on whatever was left over in round number 10. It's now a chance. Zito's pushed forward in towards A. They are just outside of A main, to be fair to him. If he went having a look, he'd get information, but it'd probably be at the cost of his life. It's not worthwhile. He'll stay tucked towards this close corner, which is often difficult to clear. Saw sort of fantastic previous map. How quick are the reactions? Not quick enough. Zito there takes a hell of a lot of damage, but job done.
Yeah, I mean, a big find. Really going to start to hammer this one home. Quinky against MouZ is another tough fight to watch, but another one that goes the way of K27. Martineza and Alex, all that remain.
There's a worry here as well for Gentlemates. No bomb plant. They got no money towards that final round.
I think Martineza has a full buy still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he can just save and it doesn't really make a difference to him.
Yeah, he's got the full belt of utility.
Yeah, he's not used anything
let's
really.
just park up, shall we?
What's the... I don't know that he's fired a bullet. I'm pretty sure it is 2 magazines in reserve for that AWP these days. So he's not done anything, actually. Just got the binoculars out ultimately and been, you know, admiring the brickwork here on Ancient.
An archaeologist, bit of cardio here and there, run out of spawn, run back to save.
Here we go, though. Whoa, not looking good for the save. Not looking good when you're missing shots like that. Low time. Find this player. Get the hell out of there. Not going to happen for him, though.
That's worst case scenario, really.
Honestly, it is. You know, the save would have been better. You see how much cash he's got to work with, or rather not, as the rest of the team also joins him on a pretty weak buy. So K27, probably our strongest lead we've seen all series long, actually, going into the turn of the half, if they can convert this one.
Yeah, they get an 8-4 here, and they're in a really fantastic spot. 3 rifles to work with, 2 of which are Galils. And a MAC-10 and a Tech-9 to round it out. So also taking first contact. He's going to move towards the A site. Slowly but surely as he creeps on forward. He got cashed on the angle. This is a double stack here, because you've got that player in towards Donut, which can jump on over at any given point if they start barreling through A. Generally speaking, we see a lot of teams just play one towards the A site, and actually is normally a bit of a star player as well who can kind of hold their own. K27 all the way throughout so far been having 2 in this position, especially off of their early mid control.
Quite quiet as things look to pick up. They're really not wasting any time, not wanting to give away the early kills. Kind of on both sides, to be honest. You see how like passive the B hold is. Orp will start making some noise though. Does take a fair bit of damage. Some missed shots there as the gap closes onto him, and down he will go without finding one. Feels rare from Cashlid. Fame unable to pick up the pieces. X5 is here quick though. He does find a couple, maybe keeping them in it.
No.
Zido's overfaced. They're going to be ready for this flank from behind as well. Smoke goes down. It now confirms this player, and well, not going to happen for Quinky. Mopos ready for that. A big find from Gentlemates. An unlikely round.
Yeah.
They hadn't fully written them off, but it felt like it should have been an 8-4 for K27. So the fact that they don't allows them, again, to keep this idea of closing that gap. Very important pistol.
Yeah, I think just fundamentally it just comes from missed shots more than anything, right? It's not really so much about the idea by K27 or by Gentlemates. It's just Cash has got to hit a couple of those, to be honest, and maybe even more required. That flank, I felt like because of the smoke that goes down, that's the round all but done. But that initial engagement, I think Cash has got to get at least 2 there. He had plenty of opportunities to do so as well, but it doesn't. So a brief halftime break to discuss, and a 2-round game. K27, you found a pistol. Start off your T side well, and again, you're in a spot where you can start bridging enough of a gap, but there's that worry here. It's well done. Very punchy, very pacey, and dealt with quite well. X5 had a chance at a 3rd there as well, but his 2 was enough. I think Zido dropping out of A main probably needed a little bit more, but yeah, I still put it down to that initial fight. Like, Cash for me just got to do a little more.
It is true. It is true. Yeah, that is sort of the sore thumb that sticks out. We're into the second half, though, and a big pistol as Gentlemates set themselves up in prime position to even things if they can take this 1-for-1 very, very quickly. And an immediate retreat from that T side, especially Cashlid takes a lot of damage, actually, for his kill. X5 deleted. And now looking very, very good for Gentlemates as they will try and just bolster up A. And it looks fantastic. The smoke sort of goes to the wrong spot as there's a lot of presence in the donut. A deep Molotov, though, is going to work out. Allow them to get that bomb plant. At the very least, just barely. Mopos finds Cashlid. Brings it down to the 4 versus 2. So really going to have to defy the odds to get this done. They clear out Temple. They're trying desperately to just find an isolated kill, but it's not going to happen. It's really quick headshots on multiple counts that are going to be required. And it doesn't work for them. I try and build it up. It just does not happen. Gentlemates with a really decisive pistol.
Yeah, it's a fantastic pistol round to get. Only the 1 casualty too. You'd be very, very happy with that. The Spaniards, and it's obviously going to give them a nice little springboard to work with. Sure, K27 get a plant, which does generally mean an investment to come through. Most teams will be buying here. We know K27 love a force buy, even in poor financial positions. But for Gentlemates, really nice spot that you put yourself in. You've got a 6th to work with. If you can win out against this force, you can then start snowballing quite well. tied game, should be a lead as well. And before you know it, K27 are really on the back foot. That's how quickly these leads can slip. As long as you get a pistol and a force buy behind it, you can build up a nice little repertoire in the early portion of this second half, which is exactly what we're looking for the Spaniards. But as the previous two maps have been, this one no different. Pretty close affair.
Yeah. Very, very hard to split these two teams. I think it's what we were expecting. As I sort of said, we got like that VRS update, and K27 are actually ahead of them in the VRS. It feels like Gentlemate should maybe be a little bit ahead, but it just goes to show how evenly matched these guys are. And the game has delivered in that sense as well. K27. Bits of mid-control. Immediate kind of changes. Gentlemates, maybe just for now, but they seem more comfortable playing a safer mid style. B as well, just got to be careful. They're drawing away. They really seem to be fancying an A hit here, which is, wow, the incorrect call. I mean, this is a heavy, heavy rotation. Saw this a lot on Overpass as well. CT side just gambles where it's not really needed. So they believe in the retake, I guess. It actually does not look bad in terms of getting that bomb down, in terms of setting up a post plan here for K27. Let's see what they've got.
Molly comes down, but it can't deny the plant in it. Still is Fame, still alive. The Eagle is shot, but information gathered. Fame for the first, so he gets one before he drops, which despite his low HP is pretty damn impressive. They're still trying to play around this smoke. They're trying to spam as well. There is a kid to work with, but Martinez dropped by the spam. Macked it up close as well, going to find another. They're just dropping like dominoes right now. One by one, they fall. And K27, a really nice post plant from them, and a really nice response as well in the force by only the one casualty again.
And it just feels like a slip-up in a way from Gentlemates, you know? What is the reason to just start abandoning B like that?
Yeah.
I think if they just had one player in the site, contact flash him or whatever it may be, it does just take one or two more kills, like a well-placed spray down.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't all that dominant. I don't know though, man. I don't know. They're really in their own heads at times. Wild spray down works out for Zido, in fact, who's there to back up his man. X5 does take a lot of damage, but that felt like their only hope. That was the FAMAS, I do believe, going down there. So, yeah, not really too much else on the board to get excited about. 5-7's always a little capable, but got to lead the way of K27. They've looked pretty good against these types of fights.
What's going to play behind his own smoke? A break on it as well. He's not that low, despite the amount of usual thrown towards his feet. And X5 and Zido, same can't be said for them. So this is still the potential of being a little bit funky. Strong gust of wind, and those two are dead. It still could be a little weird, but then you've got the flip side where Alex doesn't even have any armor. And once again, similarly towards that previous round, there's a bit of a freeze up, a bit of a pause call. They abandon the B site and go stack A. This time I can sort of allow it because it is a low buy, but the previous round obviously very, very costly. And now they are going to be forcing towards a retake. But just keep an eye on this 4 versus 4. It's only 2 players who are actually healthy towards K27. This could be funky.
Thought the M4 was maybe thinking about a save. He's going for a long flank. They don't have a lot of time to get this going. Martinez is going to get taken down, but MoPoz is gifted a kill. You'd assume Martinez is going to get taken down anyway. We'll see. He will actually win out his fight, you know. They're breaking in. It's going to be down to Zido. He's in a really weird spot. Not a lot of time left on that bomb. Where is this player? They'll get him off, and I don't know if he's got time. I think he might just have it.
I think he might. Oh, I don't think he does, actually. This is looking, look at that
really
bar.
Close.
I think orange is beating blue. Yeah. It is.
That is rough. That is rough. That's the...
And do you know what? It's because he... Well, I mean, he had to, but he gets off.
Yeah,
because
of
the guy long dies.
Yeah, that is a pretty rough one for them. Damn. K27 very lucky. I mean, I don't know, though. There comes a certain point where you feel like you should just win it. Mopod's finding that kill. Martinez finding his. I think he was about 15 HP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy close. Unlucky. I got one the other day. It said 0.000 seconds remaining.
Oh.
Might just be like, you know,
like
the
yeah,
perfect
yeah.
defuse.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There you
Crazy
go.
work.
MP5. Don't often see this gun in play. For good reason.
I do love it, though. I do love it. That one, I think Jocko for about 6 months, who's, you know, a double pony player back in the day.
Spamming it out, yeah.
Yeah. It was like crazy run and gun because of the low fire rate. You know, you can really remain accurate while you're moving. But you would need like 3 headshots to kill a fully armored CT in particular. But he seemed, it was like on their force buys, on their rushes, he would go out first. So there's a tiny use case for it. I don't know if it's really here into CS2, to be honest.
It's just a paintball gun, right?
Yeah,
it
just use the
takes
Mac
about
10.
14 bullets to kill somebody with armor, so...
Sounds great, though.
Yeah, it does.
So...
Shame that it's useless.
Yeah. But they won the round.
There we go.
Thanks to the MP5. I don't know, I think he's just trying anything. He's 5 and 10, bless him. So he's just like, maybe if I just pull out a wacky gun,
I've got a
get
tip.
some kills.
Use the XM. That'll get you some kills.
Ah, there you go.
XM.
On the T side?
Yeah, man. Dive in cave with it. Just start spamming smokes in cave.
Yeah.
That's what I do when things aren't going right on this map. XM 1014. Pop myself in through, you know, like when you bounce off the wall through the cave. Boom. There we go. Start spamming away. Any smoke you see as well, just obliterate it.
Of course.
The MP5 though, I don't think I've even used it since it got its like mini buff, just because the MP7 is so strong.
Yeah. No, over the MP7 it does. That's the other argument. That the counterpart is just so much better. Different use cases, like I say, but I don't know. It feels like different use cases at 20K Premier. Like when you're a pro, the difference is just really that small that you would just use the stronger one.
And I want to see him get like a 3K with it, just to kind of shut us up.
I just don't think it's going to happen. They just have to send him out first.
To be fair, though,
you know, cannon fodder.
Let's keep an eye on this, right? You got Mopos and Martinez, half HP, half armor, may I say, sorry. And then you've got Davy G, who might not even get armor. He's got 2K. I mean, technically he could buy, but it's actually, does he want to? Because I think he wants to stick at 2K with the rest of the team. He's opted for Utah instead of armor. There is 3 players that are, you know, fundamentally kind of vulnerable.
I'm going to be honest, I think it might even still take 2 headshots past a certain range. I could be wrong. 2
unarmored headshots?
Yeah.
Oh, you really do hate to see it.
That might be more like medium to long range. There he goes.
First one to die.
Cheers, mate.
Brilliant.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Honestly, if he had an AK, I think he still gets banged there. So,
yeah, you know. He was half blind turning, so yeah.
And now we'll never know. Not going to see the MP5 for another couple years, probably.
Thank God.
Yeah. It's not quite the same, is it? You know, when you see like nerds pull out the MP7, you're like, oh yeah, he's like a merchant. It's like cool.
Yeah.
You use this gun, and if you understand it a little bit, it can kind of be a bit of a rifle. If you see an MP5, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing, mate? Hang on though. 5-7 up close. Best gun, bang for buck because of the headshots. $500 and a one-tap capability, and now an AK scooped up for Sauce, so he's going to get 2 with it. Really, really nice work, but this round's still weird, and a team kill from Alex is not going to help. It's a 2 versus 1. Zido, he has the chops for this, though. 1 versus 2 for him. AK scooped up, but Zido's not put into a 1 versus 1. As he rounds that corner, he'll lose his head. Alex makes up for the team kill with his second as Gentle Mates bite back, but my God, is that close.
Yeah, that is certainly an oversight. I think K27 a little bit too carefree moving in towards the A main. And they will be kicking themselves, man, in a big, big way. Just clear those angles a little harder. You're up to 11-6. 1 more rifle round and the series is yours. But no, you lose that round and it's now a totally different story. It now becomes a rifle round that you absolutely need to be winning because I think Gentle Mates could be right down, breathing down your neck very, very quickly if you're not careful.
I think you're right. no early elbow smoke or molly that is generally used to stop this run out. Gentamates are happy to relinquish this control. Also sort of makes K27 question, so I was like, where are they then? Not seeing them play up in towards mid as they have liked to in the past. Not seeing any ramp or shelf control coming through. They're not gone aggro in towards cave. They're not really gone aggro through A main just yet. So they're trying to decipher what is this setup. And I've got a minute left to figure it out.
Mopos smoke goes down. Just a bit of spam on the back of it. Minutes turn to 45 seconds now. They contact through the donut. Oh, man.
Turn around.
Did he spot a player there? I don't think he fully confirmed it.
Oh, my God. How? But the thing is, they don't know about Zido, so he's going to get behind all of them.
Oh, what is going on here, though? Look at Davy G's position. They don't know about him, even. And he's able to drop that bomb 20 seconds left. They had it too good to be true. And it often is. Man alive, that is so, I mean, unfortunate, but also maybe a little bit of an oversight.
Yeah.
They don't just double check. Did the shelf player not even see him, though? Because he peeked out, saved Zido's life.
I mean,
telling me he didn't see the second guy?
What happens there as well is that Zido pushes through Red Room and says, all right, I'm here, come A. I'm behind them, right? So the two shelf guys are like, all right, sweet. Like, we got a guy, he's pushed through mid. We're chilling. They run through and they lose their life. And they're probably like, there's a guy mid. And then Zido's trying to figure out where. That's one of those ones you look back in the demo and be like, damn, it's just unfortunate. But it ends up costing them the round. And subsequently should cost them this round as well. Just by the fact of the lack of money.
Yeah.
Again, if you get a bomb plant, that'll be nice. But even that feels unlikely. Mopos finds one with the spam through the wood. It's also one of his own as well, but yeah, that's a real weird one. I think for K27, they'll be a bit baffled, like how did he even get there? They've just got to shrug it off. They've got to move forward. This is a one-round game now as we buy back in.
A lot to play for. A lot of pressure. K27 going to take a timeout here. They're first to the map, actually. No, sorry, second. Okay, my bad. I thought I did not see the bar going down. But it is. All the same, really, really dangerous round here. And I don't know, they've done well under the pressure, but this is an awful lot now, especially for a map that I think felt like it should have been yours already. One good key win against that low buy.
Yeah.
And it's just come tumbling down since then. Still room to recover, still room to take this, but I am worried, and I think Gentlemate's going to be feeling themselves. They've got the momentum. They've got the ball under their control. Just got to use it effectively now. Big buy from both sides. Let's see what that timeout brings.
Quickly, in towards mid. Fantastic nade at the feet of Fame, and Zido also taking damage as well. It's not going to help. Arm spotted by Martinez, who's gone aggressive. I like the move. I like the idea as that smoke fades as well. How quick's the aim? Very sharp, as expected by Martinez as X5 all four. Had a struggling map here, X5, and they're starting to get problematic.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the initial pick-based Counter-Strike, they can't make that work. They really have been struggling. A lot of damage done as well, so this is looking dire. I think it's safe to say they're going to try and burst through in towards B, but it's a pretty hefty defense to boost up on the box. Just need good, decent finds here. One kill apiece, and that's all they get because Fame's come in from the side to eliminate two and maybe keep the dream alive here. But an open sight line for the rest of the Gentlemates boys to work with. Molotov comes down. It's not necessarily going to be enough, but maybe something to try and get that plant. They have attempted it. Cashlid, the only one left here, surely dead to right. Plays well around the AWP, but double swing comes in. And Gentlemates will even it up. Not dead just yet. and a map that is so hard to split.
Yeah, this is now becoming really interesting. K27 are losing track of this map rapidly. And from a position of strength that they've been in for a while now as well, this is getting really worrying. Double digits, all tied square, and you look at it now where you can't really buy in towards this for K27. So they then again have to take another step back. They don't even go for like a hero rifle either. They just fully relinquish. So they could have, you know, quite simply put cash in on a rifle and it made something work with that, but they don't want to risk it. A Tech 9 rush is what they go for. Shadow spotted. Martinez is all too well about this. This shot from him, he's ticking in the flames as well. He needs to be bailed out. And thankfully, Sorcerer and Davy G are there to decipher what was happening and stop that rush.
Davy G spamming away, brings another one low. Gonna break open the smoke, and I think they saw Cashlid, but they weren't able to take him down. Bomb gonna get planted. Cashlid's got this AWP though. That's the big thing that you watch. Can he turn the tides? Smoke gonna start going down in just a couple of seconds here. X5 on the angle. Takes one on the fadeaway. Cashlid also is there on that AWP. It's gonna be on to MOUZ here to try and save this round for Gentle Mates, as he will move in a little bit late. He has been seen, takes down the AWP, low HP on the final player, and just looking to brute force his way in as he pushes forwards and takes them down. He does have a kit. There is no worry, and Gentle Mates are saved.
Oh, a sigh of relief, though. Sigh of relief. MOUZ bails them out. AWP recovered as well. That is so damn close. X5, that shot that he finds is so big, just as the smoke's fading. That one tap to put it into a 2 versus 2 is massive. Then Cashlid makes it all the more awkward. So close for K27. Not close enough. It's just a low HP on X5. That's the difference maker. If he had a little bit more to work with, I might have believed. See what it means to them, though. They know just how huge that is. 11-10 as K27 use their third and final timeout here in regulation. This map is close. 39s across the opening 2 of Nuke and Overpass. This one hard to split, but not according to the odds. Very favorable towards Gentlemates. For me, though, this still feels like anyone's game.
Starting to look a bit like Nuke, though, in my opinion, as K27 are watching this map slip away from them in real time. And I feel like, you know, when you're in these moments, maybe not quite as intense as in those playoffs and whatnot, but it just feels like slow motion, you know, there's nothing you can do about it, and the rounds drag out. Gentlemates winning a lot of them, though, in recent memory is the big problem. K27 trying to patch things up, stop the hemorrhaging, and hopefully save themselves, but easier said than done. Davy G moves in off the back of the nade, and he has managed to thread that needle. Finds 2. The second is ridiculous. I think he found a bit of damage as well there to just keep things nice and nasty for K27. 5 on 3. It might even be a turnaround and go home, you know, take what they have into the next round if they can't create a kill in the upcoming moments.
Yeah, they can't get a kill in the next like 20 seconds. I think there's definitely a conversation that starts to be had of, should we save from a spot like this? If we get like 40 seconds or so, I think you probably call it. If you leave it late and then go for it and it falls flat, you've got nothing to work with in towards the next. They've also got no information to work with at the moment, which I think is the real killer thing. Early molly at the feet of fame, that's really good, but they are setting themselves up to hit towards B, and they might even just contact this.
Bane switch in the cave, got to be careful. Alex does get checked, but not well enough. Twinkie low here, so it doesn't really look doable, and MOUZ goes unfounded. Gentle Mates will move up to 12. K27, again, just running out of steam here. Despite taking the timeouts, nothing is working. They don't have enough of a game, enough experience to draw from to just see this over the line.
Agreed.
Always doable in the game of Counter-Strike, of course, but yeah, no. When you've been around the block a few times, you start to feel when a game is just not happening. For one of the teams, Gentlemates, though, have really dug deep to find a pretty good CT side, in fact.
Yeah, agreed. I'm impressed with what I see. Time is running out now or never for K27 staying alive in regulation. They're going to go quick towards B. A pasty round, but it doesn't start well as Martineza will open up proceedings and Alex delivers one in behind. He looks for his second, but can't quite find it. Even still, you take a bit of the side control here by K27, but there's so many bodies here to meet them, one of which is MOPOZ.
Yeah, bomb goes down here as it's not looking good. The retake in full swing before the bomb even gets planted, and it will be Gentle Mates to take it. K27 go missing. Gentle Mates will take them down. 2-1 in the series, moving into that 1-1 bracket, and it's K27 who are going to be amongst the first teams to look down the barrel of knockout. Really quite a scary position to be in. A long run back if they are to make it through this Swiss stage as well. So work cut.
We're not getting any consistency of like who is actually like the hero in this team.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Who's your star? Because no one, or even like Davi G, right? You know, map 1 best player in the server, map 2 non-existent.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely need it when you start punching up a little bit, and you can see even here in a team of K27 that they kind of struggle. Gentle Mates can't necessarily put them to bed. It's hard work. It's dig deep. It's, you know, all this Vamos and everything like going on. A lot of the energy is sort of required, and they need a few clutches to spur them on. So it does make you worry for like the later stages of a tournament like Astana, where you have a mixture of teams and talents and whatnot that you're going to have to be playing against. But ultimately, they do beat K27 here, which, you know, is the goal, of course. They're able to get it done. And we talk about players often, they're bothered about wins over losses, not so much the way that you do it. At least at a stage like this, you know, where they are just looking to get one on the board and not go into the O2 bracket.
Yeah, looking long term though, I think for both of these two sides, that